Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 41st Annual Share a Smile Telethon here at the OSNS Center. This is our pandemic edition. We're going to be going from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock tonight, broadcasting with physical distancing in place from the OSNS Child, Youth and Development Center. And we're on Shaw Spotlight tonight, Channel 11, or live stream at osns.org. Things have shifted, and then shifted again, and then shifted yet again. For the last 2 years, of the 41 years, we've been at Cherry Lane Mall. And such a wonderful place that's been. Cherry Lane has been so good to us, and all those vendors that we had with us. We had, you think about it, Starbucks, Booster Juice, Save On Foods, and then Cherry Lane as the main sponsor. And we just want to say thank you to them, and that we actually do really miss them this year. So instead of the event at the shopping center, we're broadcasting live here from the Child Development Center here in Penticton. On Thursday, Dr. Bonnie Henry put in more measures to keep us all safe. So things are a little different here on set. It's actually very quiet and kind of lonely place here tonight. When we think about what our pandemic, our rules are for the evening, we're masks on, unless it's only me talking to the camera and I'm the only one in the room. There's social distancing happening all throughout this facility right now. There's no more than 4 people in any one space, and washing hands and hand sanitizer are just part of our lives here this evening. So just like one of those late night hosts that we've been watching lately, I'm here, all alone, kind of in this large room. There are 3 other people. There's my director, Ginny, my cameraman, Kenny, and then one other person that will be joining us throughout the evening, with a mask on and at a distance as best we can be in here. There is so much going on with this event right now. There's an online auction, and our online auction has over 80 items going live right now, and been live for the last couple days, mind you. And it is great to see the numbers that have already been fundraised out of that online auction. There are some amazing, amazing prizes on there. So I encourage you tonight, jump online, osns.org, and go take a look. And you click on the auction button up top, and you can take a look at all those different auctions. That goes until 8 o'clock tonight. So again, just really good opportunity, some great little Christmas gifts there for the family if you choose to, but we encourage you, go and take a look at the online auction. This presentation and this telethon this year is very different. Usually we'd be at the mall and we'd have all kinds of families and friends and children getting ready to do all different types of live performances. Well, that's not happening this year. We're not packing this place full of a ton of people. So we've pre-recorded many presentations throughout the evening. And so we want to encourage you, stick with us for the 3 hours. You're going to see some wonderful performances. And the pre-recorded segments done by the children, yeah, they're pretty amazing. Even Santa even went and got in on the action. And we'll be talking to everyone soon about his plans for the children here in the South Okanagan. So a little bit about what is OSNS. And we are a building full of treatment. And we have physiotherapists, we have occupational therapists, speech language pathologists, psychologists, family support workers, autism specialists, treatment aides, and then the folks who support them. This is an amazing organization and branching out into the community in so many different ways. 1,600 children move through these doors and these facilities every year. We want to do a big shout out tonight for our senior residences. I know they've set up some screens for you folks, and I've got my list right here of all the folks who are watching tonight. Cherry Park, the Concord, Athens Creek Retirement Lodge, Charles Manor, Sun Village, Haven Hill Retirement Center, the Hamlets, Trinity Care Center, Chestnut Place. Welcome. We are thrilled to have you here, and we'll hope you enjoy the next 3 hours. What we want to put in you right now is we want that phone number embedded into your brain tonight. 250-492-0295. And even though we don't have anyone working our panels tonight, We have people working phones. They're in the building, all socially distanced and all over the building. So please, call that number. Provide a donation for this amazing organization. We'll take the phone calls. There are people here to answer your phone calls. We have so much more coming up tonight, guys. Pictures are worth more than a thousand words, and many great charitable organizations in the South Okanagan, all doing great work. Our approach today and every day is to tell you about what we do here at the OSNS. And if that speaks to you, we encourage you, please, get involved. We created this video to give our communities a visual of who we are and our message. Please enjoy.
At the end of the day, quality of care, making sure that children and their families get what they need, is about love. And then it's about using that love to consistently make ourselves better at what we do. Over 1,600 children came through the doors of the OSNS Child and Youth Development Center last year. They came with parents, grandparents, siblings, looking for support, comfort, a place to understand new information about development. There really isn't a valid counter-argument to early intervention. Helping children when they are young to develop skills, that's what builds confidence. Broad scope, it's about being able to walk and talk and understand new concepts. But on a day-by-day basis, it's about smaller victories. Being able to take a bite of something on their own, making a speech sound they couldn't make before, or pointing at something in the sky like a plane that gives joy. It's those little victories that build confidence. And it's confidence that helps you go to the first day of soccer or dance or put your hand up in class. And it's those activities, those braveries, that in turn, little by little, pave the way to happiness and a feeling of belonging. When we think of our center as a business, the product, our product, is confidence. Our official mission is to maximize the capacity of each child. But really, it's more than that. We want OSNS to be a place of goodness for all those who enter. We want involvement in our center for our team, our donors, our volunteers, and most of all, our children and families. We want that involvement to be part of becoming the highest and truest expression of who we are. We want to consistently reflect on why we do what we do, and we want to send that message of support to everyone who comes to us looking for help. Whether it's giving some time, donating through an event, considering a gift to the endowment fund, or just visiting and taking an interest, we invite you to join us.
Love that video. Now you see why we love to do what we do. I'm going to invite Manisha Wilms, our executive director, on the stage, and now I have to remember to mask up. Manisha, come on up.
Hello there, Chad.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are
Good.
you?
Welcome, welcome. We'll get our places. We're good to go. Positioned. All right. Hey, so tell me about the masks and what's gone on here in the last little couple days.
Absolutely. So we at OSNS are grateful for so many things. We're certainly grateful for our population health, our public health leaders who have kept us safe. And so throughout the planning for this broadcast, we were mindful of what we were supposed to be doing in terms of pandemic protocols. We usually, every year, have a bank, two banks actually, of phone panels set up. And I don't know whether you can see them to my right, but usually there would be 2 tiers of people on these phone panels taking calls. And we had dividers ready to go between all of them. And on Thursday then, there were additional restrictions to keep us safe, and all that changed. So as you said, the number is still there for everyone to call, 250-492-0295. And I know that people are already on the phones taking calls at their workstations on their own. And we thought, well, we had this almost set up anyway, so we kept 3 of them. And you can see that Duck, Bear, and Darth Tater are manning the pretend phones.
Very good.
But I assure you that there are real people on the real phones in other places.
So, you know, an event like this, it's a huge undertaking, and I want to kind of ask you a little bit about some of our longtime donors.
Sure. You know, you were talking about the auction earlier, and I know Robin will be on to talk about the specific auction items, but a lot of businesses in the South Okanagan who support us every year, giving us auction items. We thought this year, well, you know what, if we reach out, a lot of them may not be able to, even though they want to, they may not be able to give us something this year. And we thought if we get, well, 20, 30 items, that would be great. You know, Chad, not a single business that we called said no.
Amazing.
And so we have actually, I think, 90 items on the auction. And it just, it feels so lovely. So we have longtime donors in the South Okanagan who care about kids. Some of those donors have been supporting us for over 40 years.
Perfect. Now, I'm going to ask you one question here because I am really excited about this young lad here tonight. Tell me about Beamer Wiggy.
Okay, I would love to. So I came into this role about 6, 7 years ago, and one of the first things I did in this role was I was doing a radio interview at a local radio station. So I went down there in the morning, and I was a little early, and there was someone in front of me who was going to perform live on the radio. And it was this youth, this young man who looked just like a youth, and you know, I expected him to sound like a boy. And it was Beamer. I hadn't met him yet. And so as I waited, and he was sitting, you know, really just from, you know, me to you, and he started to sing, and it was one of those just really happy surprises that happens in life where, you know, you're taken aback by what's happening right near you. And he just has a voice that, I don't know, captures emotion, and you can't help but just, you know, be carried away by it. So Beamer has been involved at OSNS for many years and always helps us out. And it was a thing of beauty a few weeks ago when he came and performed for the kids in the playground.
Awesome. So this is a singer-songwriter who has international success. We are so pleased to have him involved at OSNS. And again, we now want you to take a look.
Do you know what my name is?
I don't. What's your name?
My name is Tori.
That's a beautiful name.
Yeah. And then I have 3 friends, Gravian, Harmony, Isaac.
Nice. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
And then I have too many adults. Mom, Dad, Grandma, Auntie.
Aw, that's awesome. I came here when I was younger because it was speech delayed. Obviously now I never shut up, so I mean, I can't say enough about my wonderful experiences at OSNS. I was super young, so I don't remember a crazy amount of it, but everything I remember is so positive. Everybody here, just the atmosphere, it's so positive. And that's why I love doing the telethon every year, just to keep that positivity going. Because I know it helped me, and I see the help that it's doing for all these other wonderful, amazing kids. So I love participating every year. First of all, I'm so glad there is a telethon this year. With everybody being inside and just not being able to go out, just that we're still able to have this event and to share this and to come together and to help this wonderful, wonderful program here and just all these amazing people and all the wonderful, wonderful kids. It's scary to think that it wasn't going to happen this year, but props to everybody here at OSNS and bringing this together, making this happen, because it is so, so, so important. It's such an honor to be a part of it and to be able to bring my music to share it with people here. So the first song is called I Got You. It is my second most recent single, and we wrote it just before everything with COVID hit and all these crazy times. And it's a really uplifting song, so we felt like it'd be a good time to release it, and I figured it'd be a great song to play today. Just, get everybody's spirits up, because that's what we all need right now, because it's been a crazy year. And Roller Coaster, my second song, that was the first single I released off my debut EP, which was super exciting. That song's been out for a while now, but it's always been one of my favorites to play. It's high energy, super fun, and I love playing it. And then, of course, you always got to play the love song. I have my sappy love songs on every record, and I had to play mine today. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever written, called Crazy Being Crazy. And yeah, just honestly, it doesn't even matter what songs I sing here, though. Just to be here and just to share this with everybody is such an honor, and it's so much fun. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You say you're cold, girl, I got you covered. You say you're hot, baby, I'll be your lover. There ain't a time that I won't have your back. If you're the one, then I'll be the other. I got you when your day is a train wreck. I got you when your world's upside down. Like the sun lights the moon and the moon lights the sea. I got you, put it on repeat. I got you. Ooh, 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 ooh. I got you. Lost in the dark, baby, I'll be a flashlight. If your wing is broken, I'll take you so high. If you're feeling all alone, hit up my cell phone. You got my number, text me anytime. I got you when your day is a train wreck. I got you when your world's upside down. Like the sun lights the moon and the moon lights the sea. I got you, put it on repeat. I got you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I got you. Ooh, ooh. I got you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I got you. Ooh, ooh. I got your back, I got your side. I'll take a bullet for you every time. I'll be the rock, I'll be the roll, I'll be the half that makes you whole. Anywhere you wanna go, take it back so I can get you there tonight. If it's you and I, and everything will be alright, yeah. 'Cause I got you when your world is a train wreck. I got you when your world's upside down. Oh, like the sun lights the moon and the moon lights the sea. I got you, put it on repeat. I got you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 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 So thank you.
Beamer, you rock. Thank you for being part of this event. I am now on stage here with Stacey Gagno from Valley First. We're going to have you as our spokesperson tonight for what should have been your panel. But tell me, your panel's working hard at home right now, aren't they?
They absolutely are. So they were kind of disappointed that they couldn't actually be here in person, but they didn't even second guess the thought of being at home. I know for a fact they've all sent photos that they are sitting at home right now calling a whole bunch of different of their contacts.
That's awesome. Yesterday, when the news came that we had to kind of make some changes, we scrambled really quickly, and we filled up 30 bags with treats and pledge forms and got them out to all 30 people that would have been on the panels tonight. So, yeah, we've learned how to pivot really quickly here to do this. So, now, something about Valley First. Valley First has sponsored a teaching kitchen.
That's correct.
With the OSNS. And I would like you to tell me what the teaching kitchen's about.
Well, you know, when Valley First approached, or when OSNS approached us for the Teaching Kitchen, it totally aligns with Valley First's signature cause. One of our signature causes is Feed the Valley, and that is putting food into our food banks and into our community. So it completely aligned with that. We purchased, all of the items that you'd need in a working kitchen, mixers and blenders and, small-sized measuring cups and things like that that would be really easy to use for small hands. And they have teaching classes of cooking, and they bake and different classes. So that kids can learn how to do that kind of stuff at home.
That is wonderful. And what you'll learn as you kind of go through the evening with us a little more is that we're not necessarily just about, the beginnings of life for these children. We are about teaching them all the way through and trying to help them out. So we are absolutely thrilled that Valley First is a part of this event every year. We're thankful for you as a board member that you're with us and you spend time with us at the OSNS. A huge help, and you're working here somewhere tonight.
I am. I'm in the finance department.
You're in the finance department, so she's going to go and take care of all the way.
I always get in the money department.
We'll just slap her in finance. But Stacy,
awesome.
We're absolutely thrilled that you came out tonight. I'm going to kick you back to that room, and you go work on the pledges. And Manisha, I'm going to switch you out, and I'm going to call Manisha up here now.
Awesome. Thanks so much,
Thank
Chad.
you, Stacy. Manisha, come on up. You get to have a seat in the chair, and you're going to talk to us about an event called Cozy at Home.
It's such a different set this year. We're trying to mind and be sure that there are only 4 people on the set at any time, so I waited for Stacy to depart. We had a cool thing happen. A couple of weeks ago, we started a social media campaign called Cozy at Home. OSNS is a lot about families and a lot about just supporting families to be comfortable and well all the time. So we invited people in the South Okanagan to post and to tag OSNS, hashtag OSNS Share a Smile Telethon, and to post photos of themselves being cozy at home. And we had lots of people post. It was a really fun social media campaign. So you still can, if you're home and watching and want to post a photo and tag us of yourselves cozy at home tonight, you can. And everybody who posts is in a draw that we'll do at the very end of the evening. And for this awesome basket that is full of things like blankets and candles and popcorn and candy, and I believe this is a bottle of wine.
Well, that's more like romantic at home.
It does seem more like romantic at home. So that was really cool.
There you go. So at the OSNS, we want to remind people that we're all about families, and we have a family-centered approach to our services. And so, Manisha, I would like to have you talk a little bit about the types of developmental challenges that some of our families are dealing with.
Sure. So our center sees over 1,600 children every year. And many of those children have physical difficulties, motor difficulties, communication difficulties. But a lot of kids have difficulties that are very hard to see. We often think about the traditional areas of development like walking and talking. But actually, being able to just manage yourself and regulate yourself, that also is a skill that we teach here at OSNS. What we often do when we're talking about regulation is we'll say, think about the worst day you've had. So Chad, I'll have you do this, and people at home who are watching, think about just a really bad day that you've had, and you were overwhelmed, things didn't go right, there was too much, coming at you all day. And you get home at the end of the day, and you need to find a way to settle, and to calm yourself and to regulate again. And when we ask people that, we'll get all sorts of answers. We'll have people saying, well, I just go for a walk, I need to be outside. Or people saying, I have to watch TV, or I like to have a beer, or I just want to play with my dog. So, Chad, when you've had a bad day, what is it that helps you calm down and
I like my space.
Yeah.
I just like to be left alone. Half an hour is all I need, maybe an hour. Could
Yeah.
even go to 2, but I like my quiet time of just my alone time. What's yours?
so just for yours, no one talking at you?
Nobody
or- yeah,
talking at me, yeah. It's my
yeah.
wife, it makes her very happy. Yeah.
Mine is actually a hot bath.
There you
And
go.
I don't know what it is about the, just the sensation of being in a bath, and I guess the aloneness too. But mine is a bath. But ours are very different. And one of the things that we help children learn is what is theirs. Because sometimes you'll see a child who's overwhelmed by maybe the sights and sounds and touch around them, but they don't have a way to tell what they need. And so then they have a meltdown. Because if you got home after your bad day and no one left you alone and kept talking,
Meltdown.
yeah, eventually it would not look good.
Yeah.
And we have to be so careful to not, when that happens to children, to not say, oh, that child is badly behaved or is a behavior problem, because that's not what it is. So I invite everybody at home to think about what they need and remember that kids are so unique, just like us, that they need things too. Here at OSNS, we have a sensory cave that we actually use to help us figure out what is right for each child. And I believe now we're going to have
Yes,
a
here to
visit
talk
from-
more about
yeah.
that is our physiotherapy lead, Jackie Duncan. Let's take a look.
So many of the children that come here to our centre also have anxiety, and when a child has anxiety they can become very overwhelmed very quickly. Things like sounds and lights, even being around other children can make them feel very overwhelmed, and of course then that increases their anxiety level. Here at the centre we try to make every space that we have very purposeful, and so for those children that have anxiety and those children that become very overwhelmed, we decided to make Oats's Cave. So the idea behind Oats's Cave is to have a place that is very calming, where children can just come and take a minute, just like adults who sometimes during their day just need a minute to regroup. Children need that too. So this is a place where everything in here is designed to be very calming for children. So one of the things the children see as soon as they come into Oats's Cave is our beautiful bubble tube. This is very calming for children. They can sit and watch the bubbles go up. It's very mesmerizing. It changes color, and they can just sit and forget about everything else that's been going on and calm down while they're looking at the bubble tube. So one of the features that we have in our Oats's Cave is these yogi pillows. We have several of them, different shapes, different colors, and the idea of them is that a child can just plop themselves in. They're very supportive in any position that you're in. So a child could be on their tummy, they could be sitting up, they could be lying on their back. It gives them lots of nice deep pressure around their body, which is very calming. And then, for example, they can sit and watch the rhythm of the bubble tube. So as we go deeper into Oats's Cave, we have some other features, and another very popular feature with children is our fiber optic spray. So again, we have a yogi pillow below, and children love to sit on the yogi pillow. They can put the fiber optic spray all around them. They can hold on to it. Again, they can squeeze it. Doesn't get damaged at all. The squeezing is another calming technique. And again, just sitting here is very relaxing. They can watch the colors change. And children just love to be nestled up in this corner with our fiber optic spray. So then we can go further into Oats's Cave, And Oats Cave is still a work in progress. It's not finished yet, but we do have this little area that we can crawl into. Again, it has another yogi pillow, and this is a very nice, quiet little nook where children can come and read books or do another quiet activity, maybe with their therapist or with a teacher. So other things we are looking forward to adding to Oats Cave are things like a little observation window that we might put up in this area here. Then also we're looking at a fiber optic curtain. So we have our spray, we're also going to have a curtain that will hang down that children can walk through. We're also looking at having a bubble panel in the wall as well that children can look at. And we are hoping to get a projector that will display gentle colors and different shapes on the wall. All these things just adding to the very calming atmosphere in here.
We are being very careful here at the OSNS during this presentation to only use our team and people who are working in the building. So one of those people is the lovely Robin Carveth, and I'm going to call Robin onto the stage now. She is going to talk to us about the online auction. Come on up, Robin.
Hi, Chad.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
You're doing okay? You
Yeah,
promise? Okay.
great.
You know, when we kind of planned, we had to change some plans. We put Robin on the spot. We tried to find someone who would absolutely freak out being put on stage, and you've done so well so far. So she did tell me I'm only allowed to ask the questions that are written in my script. So go on, wiggle it out. You're going to be fine, all right? You're live TV. You're famous. Here we go. Talk to me about the auction. How does it work?
Great. So our online silent auction has raised, you can see over here, over $17,000, which is amazing.
Awesome.
We have over 90 amazing items on there. You just head to the www.osns.org website and click on auction. There's an auction button, or just the Telethon banner you see there.
Hey, you're doing an awesome job. Okay, piece of cake, eh? Here we go. Next one. Tell me a great item. Tell me one of the cool items that you liked.
My personal favorite is the coral-colored Yeti Tundra 35 cooler.
Nice.
It's donated generously to us by Home Hardware.
Wonderful. And what's, I'm not going to ask you, it's not on the script. Okay, so how many items altogether?
Over 90.
90. When does it end?
8 o'clock tonight.
And how do people bid?
Online.
Online. You hit the auction button. Robin, you've done amazing.
Thank
I
you.
look forward to having you many more times this evening.
Thanks, Chad.
So Robin is going to, again, we thank Robin for all the work she's done on this silent auction. It is going to be, again, $17,000 has already been raised through the silent auction. Some of the vitals that we want to at least tell you guys about again tonight, remember that we are a mask-on presentation tonight. The only time that I'll have my mask off is kind of when I am alone on stage, so this is a perfect time to take it off. We are socially distancing throughout this entire building, and there's no more than 4 people in any given space at any time. Washing hands and hand sanitizer are just part of our lives, and we're not arguing any of the restrictions that have been placed in the province. We support them, we'll do what we needed, and this is why we kept this whole thing running. So, a quick reminder before we move on here, the phone number tonight, 250-492-0295. Even though our panels aren't here, we have people in place around the building, social distance in their own little office space, working and taking phone calls. So I encourage you, please call that number, 250-492-0295, and make a donation tonight. With 41 years of telethon and all that's gone on there, we've had a dedicated and generous local talent that has always been a part of our telethons. One of them is Gord McLaren. He's an amazing musician, songwriter from the Southern Okanagan. He performed at many local venues, and this is an original song. Take it away, Gord.
This song is a song that I wrote for my 2 lovely children who you might see behind me on the mantle here. My daughter Megan, who has a picture of Russell Brand superimposed over her face because she has a little bit of a warped sense of humor, and my son Kevin. I wrote this song probably about 25 years ago, just over there in the dining room. I was sitting at the dining room table looking out the back door, and I think my son was 5 or 6 and my daughter was 7 or 8. And they were playing under the tree on the rope swing, and I had my guitar, and this is what I came up with. It's called Slow Down. Slow down, you're growing way too fast. And I'm trying to make it last. Stand still and let me take you in. There's so much to you, I don't know where to begin. Don't be so anxious to leave this yard, 'cause the world outside can be kinda hard. Let's make some memories to build upon, 'cause one day I'll look up and you'll be gone, little darling. Slow down. Hang on to these precious days. I'd keep you just like this if I had my way. Time changes everything, and soon enough grass will grow underneath that swing. I'll always think of you just this way. You'll be my baby when I'm tired and gray. Sure, the road that you choose will be fine. You won't always be here, but you'll always be mine, little darling. Slow down. Don't be like me, I just couldn't wait. I was gone in a flash when they opened the gate. I miss the joy of those simple games, 'cause grown-up fun's not quite the same, little darling. Slow down, slow down, slow down. For Kevin and Megan, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Gord. I was just informed right before I call Manisha back on the stage that we've had a call into the lines here. Andrew Teal. Andrew Teal has made a $1,000 donation to the OSNS, and he's challenging the construction community to match that donation. So, Andrew, on behalf of all of us here at the OSNS, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to the construction companies of the Southern Okanagan, there you go, the gauntlet's been laid. Manisha, come on in. The nicest thing about kind of having the event here is that we can pull some of our equipment in.
You know what, that is very true. The last few years at the shopping center, we had a wonderful time, but we weren't able to talk very much about the equipment here. So what I brought here, people often maybe don't know that there's a lot of specialized equipment in this building. And this is a walking frame. So I haven't actually brought the whole thing. There's a small treadmill actually that goes under here that I couldn't manhandle at the same time. But a lot of the children who come here, they have lower muscle tone and they struggle with strength, they struggle to bear their own weight. And so this is something that we can use to slowly get them used to bearing their own weight. So if you can imagine, there's a harness that is here and the child is here, and there's a treadmill underneath. And what we do is slowly we can control how much the child is actually on their own feet. And they can hang on here to the bars, and over time, they get stronger and stronger. It's not unlike what an adult rehabilitation center would have for adults who are relearning or learning to walk, but this is for children, and you can tell it looks brighter and happier, but this is an expensive piece of equipment. It's worth thousands of dollars, and that's what we count on the telethon for.
And so again, are we going to say this number over again? 250-492-0295. When we encourage you, when you see pieces of equipment like this and knowing what we're doing with the kids and getting them into a better place and getting them just the dexterity that they need, these are important pieces of equipment, and your donations go to pieces of equipment like this. So again, 250-492-0295. We encourage you to call in.
Great. It's one thing for us to talk about the goodness that happens here, but you know, we have parents as well who are consistently expressing how they feel about having their children come here and the support that they need. So next up, we're going to have a little visit with one of our parents from OSNS.
Hi, my name is Pascal Ann Demers, and my kids are Sky and Aura Smith. We have been coming to OSNS since my first was born. So December 1st, 2019 was her birthday. 3 months later, here we are. And we have been receiving physio with Jackie, speech with Danica. We had Carmen as a therapy assistant. We have OT with Eliza. And we have supported family with Maryland. So 4 services that if I did not have them, I would be lost. My first baby, so how do I do preschool with the special needs on top of it? I was like a deer in headlights, and if it was not for them, my mental health would be affected. So yeah, thank you OSNS. I think that's basically it. Thank you.
Stories like that just absolutely warm the heart. We want to again say a big thank you to a number of our major sponsors, and these are folks that we would have been sitting with in the mall if we'd been at the mall. And so we think of Cherry Lane, we think of Save On Foods. Thank you for still being a part of this and sponsoring and helping out. A great big thank you to Shaw Spotlight. The amount of work that has gone on by the Shaw team to get this in place is absolutely incredible. The Share a Smile Telethon got its start with the vision of Wayne McDougall. Wayne has made this show happen for the last 40 years. And this year is once again, he's behind the scenes with Rob Arden and Lily Lee. And then we've just got this absolutely amazing team from Shaw. And then right in front of me is our cameraman, Kenny. And again, what you don't maybe get and understand how we're dealing with the pandemic is there's 3 cameras here tonight. And because we've had to limit how many people, Kenny's working all 3 cameras. And so we may look calm and cool on the front, well, maybe we don't, but you know, but behind the scenes, there is so much stuff happening. And so, Kenny, we're thrilled to have you here, and thank you for all your work. The panels that would have been sitting with us and taking all the phone calls, that suddenly changed last week as well. And they're calling from home. They're working in their homes, in their living rooms, and making calls to a call list and their clients and their people. And guys, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for all that work you're doing. And just because you can't see anyone on our panel, I want to remind you that we do have people working the phone lines here at the OSNS Center. They're in offices spread out all around this building. The phone number again, 250-492-0295. And we encourage you, please call in with a donation. We would love it. Coming up also, we'll hear about we're going to hear in a couple minutes from the Fraternal Order of Eagles and the Fraternal Order of Eagles Lady Auxiliary Group. We heard a little bit earlier about Valley First and how they were sponsoring this teaching kitchen here at the OSNS. And one of the many initiatives that the OSNS has is to ensure that children understand about healthy eating and the importance of nutrition, fuel for their bodies and their minds. Here's a clip from just before the pandemic, so you're not going to see any masks, about making some applesauce. Let's take a look.
All right, friends. What are we making today?
Applesauce.
Applesauce. What do we use to make applesauce?
Applesauce. You use apples.
Apples. What color are they?
Red. Green.
Green.
I like red apples.
So Bowen said he doesn't like green apples.
Yeah, I like red.
But you know what, Bowen?
It's green.
This is red and this is?
Green.
Green. Kids do a lot of learning and we do a lot of teaching and we learn from them too. A lot of social skills, fine motor, learning about where food comes from. Helper hand holds the apple and your cutting hand cuts. We don't need small pieces. We just do that and then they go into the bowl, okay? So I will give everyone a piece. Just cut it one time. Remember, helper hand holds the apple down. Today, for example, we did the applesauce, and so they were turn-taking, learning to wait, which is tough, but it's easier for them to wait in the kitchen because it's something that they enjoy to do. Trying different foods, because a lot of them have sensory issues with different types of, you know, like applesauce or anything soft to have in the mouth. But if they're part of making it, we find that they attempt to try it, and they see other friends eating it. So, yeah. So they enjoy taking part, making it, and then they actually do try to eat it. So helper hand holds the apple flat on the table. Adriana, look at you. Down, yeah, move it, and down. Where does the apple go?
Turn it so that the serrated part touches the apple.
In the bowl. Oh, yeah, and you're good. And a lot of the families will say, oh, did she eat that today? And we're like, yeah, well, they won't eat that at home. So if they're part of making it, the process of being part of it, they enjoy it. And they're proud to be able to do it. And you get a lot of conversation out of it.
Cut around.
Cut.
There you go.
I'm eating an apple to cut.
It down.
And then in the bowl.
I'm eating an apple.
I would like another piece.
Cut it all the way down.
Adriana, would you like another piece?
Yeah.
Yes, I would like another piece. Here we go. You know, even at home, even with my own, I would try to involve them with it. So they're learning their math skills too, so you're measuring out. Today we didn't measure out too much for the applesauce, but you do measure out, or you can have the items out beside or behind other things, so they're learning prepositions. They're part of the, you know, they're not just sitting in the room playing with their friends, which is great to play with friends, but have them involved in the cooking and the making of the meals. Or having them ask them questions, you know, what can we do with this? Or how did we make this? So they're recalling past events. So that's good for them for when they're starting school to recall those things. What? Can you guys try that? So let's just chew away with these. And we're gonna break the apple with our hands. And it's hard not to eat while you're cooking, right? Right, here, try to break that in two with your hands. That's okay. In the bowl, Bo. There's just so much learning going on in the kitchen, and I feel that families, if they tried it, it would be good. Like a lot of them might find it overwhelming, but if you do it, you're gonna wanna do it even more. You guys made it. Is it good? Yes. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yay.
I am now joined by Stan Binns of the Fraternal Order of Eagles, and he's here to tell us a little bit about the Eagles in Penticton. Stan, thank you for coming out tonight.
You're welcome, Chad. The Fraternal Order of Eagles was founded in 1898 in Seattle, Washington, and now have clubs all over the U.S. and Canada. In Penticton, we are the largest area in British Columbia with 428 members and about 250 in the Ladies Auxiliary.
Wow.
During the year, we put on a number of fundraising activities, and all proceeds go to charity. Our year end is in May 31st, and about a week or so before that, we put on a check presentation night, and we invite the local representatives from all the charities that we support, and we hand out the checks for the monies we've collected all during the year. We're always looking for new members, and the Eagles motto is people helping people.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Chad.
Wonderful. We are thrilled that you're here tonight. I was holding this for you while you could speak,
All right.
and there's a check presentation. And there it is, $1,000. We are grateful. We are so thankful that you could come out tonight and do this. So.
You're certainly welcome.
Oh, very good. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we actually have, it's Lana Krager from the Fraternal Order of Eagles Lady Auxiliary. We're going to shuffle you off and we're going to shuffle her in. That's kind of how it works tonight.
Thank you.
So she'll lead you out. There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stan. It was great to see you. And Lana Krager is coming in now. Lana, you're going to find your spot on the blue tape, and I'm going to find my spot. We're thrilled to have you here. Thank you for coming out.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Perfect. So tell me a little bit about your group.
Well, we're the Women's Auxiliary, and our motto is people helping people. And throughout the year, we do different things to give to our local organizations here in town. Our big deal is we make apple pies every year, and from that, we send children to a diabetic camp. So that's one of our exciting things that we do there.
Very good. And so you're here with a check presentation as well. And there it is, $500. Lana, on behalf again of the OSNS, we are absolutely thrilled that you came out tonight. It's such a changed format.
Yes,
but
it
you
is.
still came out to see us, and we are grateful. We are
We're
absolutely
so
grateful.
excited to be able
the
to give
children
this.
will love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
All right.
All right, there we go. Everyone's moving in place now. Now I'm going to call up Robin again because she's going to give us a little bit of an update about the silent auction. And where are you? Come on up, Robin. All right, what do we got? What do we got?
Hello.
Okay. You want me to hold something?
Yes.
I'll hold something. Okay. So tell me about these two items.
Okay, so first we have two. Let me.
Oh, here. Do you want me to hold this too, or are they?
We're good. So two canvas abstract paintings by our kids at the Kinder Place preschool.
So what are they at right now in the auction?
I think around $50 last time I checked.
$50 for a piece of handmade art by children that may become absolute famous artists, and you can say you bought it here first at the OSNS. So
exactly.
That's on the auction right now. And then this one here. Tell me about this gentleman here.
Yeah, so this is a priceless piece from our very own Duncan Keith. It's a signed Chicago Blackhawks Duncan Keith jersey.
That is awesome. There you go. And so what's that one at?
Ooh, I think around $300.
$300 for a signed Duncan Keith jersey.
Yeah, but you'll have to go on the website and check.
All right, there you go. So the auction is on. Now,
do I get to leave?
Yeah, I'll let you go. The camera's scaring you. I get it, all right? This may seem like Duncan Keith has played for the Chicago Blackhawks and has been absolutely very, very generous to the OSNS. He's donated money to make a purpose-built adventure playground out there for the children in a treatment area. This may look like a regular place, but it's not. The play surface donated by Duncan Keith has triple the foam under the rubberized surface. And because our little kids, they fall when they learn to move. And the area out there has gentle inclines and a little bridge so that kids can learn to maneuver themselves in a place that's fun. So our center stands in daily gratitude of that gift. And here's a message from Duncan Keith about OSNS.
Hey everyone, Duncan Keith here with a message of support for OSNS and the Telethon. Please give what you can. I've been to the center and I can tell you there are a lot of great kids that need our help. Every bit counts. Call 250-492-0295 to pledge now. Thanks.
Duncan Keith, you absolutely rock, and we thank you for your support of this organization. So we just want to review quickly the phone lines, 250-492-0295. And even though my phone panels aren't sitting in place tonight, they are throughout the building. The staff are working in the offices, and we'll take those phone calls. We also have panels working from home, and they're taking calls, and they're actually working on their own call list. So there's lots of performances coming up again tonight, guys, and we want to also do another big shout-out to the Cherry Park, the Concord, Athens Creek Retirement Lodge, Charles Manor Senior Community, Sun Village, Haven Hill, the Hamlets, Trinity Care Center and Chestnut Place. Guys, we are thrilled to have you sitting there and watching this show tonight, and we hope you are enjoying yourself. We wish you the best. We wish you safety and good health. And again, just thank you for being part of this evening. Coming up is a feature interview with the Summerland Healthcare Auxiliary and all the good work they do. Over time, the OSNS has been fortunate for the support of our local politicians. And I'd like to introduce Richard Cannings, Minister of Parliament for our region. Let's take a look at the message from Minister Cannings.
Hello, I'm Richard Cannings. I'm the Member of Parliament for South Okanagan West Kootenay, and I'm here to welcome you to the OSNS Telethon for 2020. It's a little different this year. We're speaking to you virtually, but it's just as important. It's even more important this year because of the funding situation OSNS finds itself in. They really depend on these donations that the public, the community gives to them, and they provide such a valuable service to kids and families all through the region, kids that have challenges with autism and other issues. These are important programs that OSNS puts on, vital to our community, and they really depend so much on the generosity of our community. So please pick up the phone in your pledge, and give generously. Thank you very much.
Manisha, welcome back.
Hey,
Tell me what's going on.
Well, lots is going on. The phones are ringing. I wanted to highlight a $500 donation from the Ladies Auxiliary for the Royal Canadian Legion. Thank you very much. We will put that money to very good use. Thank you. And you know what, Chad? I also wanted to note that if we were normal and not in pandemic, it would be the RBC Royal Bank phone panel up here. They are, of course, all phoning from their homes. Please call in, though. We have people ready to take your calls, 250-492-0295. I see that Marta and Winston are at the phones here, and they're very special to us at OSNS. Marta and Winston are puppets that we use to teach kids about how to be with each other and how to share. So, for example, we might have a problem with kids where, you know, they're hoarding all the toys or someone has all the Play-Doh. And we talk through, you know, what else could they do instead of saying, it's mine. Marta and Winston will puppet out and show the kids how to say, well, maybe you could have a little bit. And I know that that seems like a small thing, but teaching kids to share and be kind to each other is a big part of what we do here at OSNS. Yeah.
So I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you a little bit about one of our longtime friends at the OSNS, the Summerland Healthcare Auxiliary.
I would love to talk about the Summerland Healthcare Auxiliary. So again, when I first started this role, I went out and met with service clubs around this area, and they're all lovely. And you know, I'd go in usually with about 10 handouts, and we'd sit around and chat about their service club and the history and what OSNS does. So I prepared the same way to go out to the Summerland Health Auxiliary group, and to my surprise, I walked in and there were over 100 people sitting there ready for the meeting, and there I was with like 10 little handouts. So they are a force, and they have been so supportive of pediatric services in the South Okanagan. If any of you are watching Summerland Health Auxiliary, we appreciate you so much. This year, they asked us what our needs were, and one of our needs this year are audio loops, because ours are breaking. So an audio loop is a loop that goes around a group area where we support kids, and it boosts basically the teacher's voice and the signal that they hear.
Perfect.
It's wonderful for kids who have hearing loss who attend the center, and it's also great for kids who have attention issues or attention challenges. Just that little bit of a boost helps them to focus. Yeah.
There you go.
So this year, Summerland Healthcare Auxiliary helped us out again, and I
Yes,
believe...
and so let's actually take a look at the interview with the president of the Summerland Healthcare Auxiliary, Wes Campbell. I am here with, I'm going to read your name tag so I get it right this time, Wes. Wes from the Summerland Healthcare Auxiliary. Your organization has been a large part of the OSNS for many, many, many years. And and I'm going to put you on the spot, and I know you probably didn't want to be, but tell me how that kind of started with the OSNS.
I just know that we've been donating since 1995. And initially it was small, it was a $500 donation. And we tried to bring it up every year, and this year we're going to donate $10,000.
Oh my word. So we weren't expecting this. We were actually just expecting to have a conversation about what the group is doing. So on behalf of the OSNS, I'm actually speechless, and we're thankful. We are thankful for your involvement. You are, as I was talking to Manisha this morning, your organization is a very powerful and very active organization. She talks about moving to different groups around the communities, and when you expect 6 to 10 to 15 people, but she did one with your group, and there was 110 people showed up to a presentation by the OSNS. So that says something about the volume of what you are doing in our community. So we gratefully accept this. We thank you very much for this, and this is going to go to some very neat programs in this place and help out our children here. So, Wes, we thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. I am joined by Ed Kale from the Knights of Pythias. Am I pronouncing it right? Yes, okay. So, Knights of Pythias, they began their philanthropy back in 1864. That's amazing. And still a service club doing a bunch of work today. This building was built in 1996, and that year the OSNS saw 180 children. The last few years, over 1,600 a year have gone through this building. In 1996, this building was built by the support of the Knights of Pythias, who are looked after the cost of this very room we're in right now, the pediatric gym. Welcome here. And I'm going to ask you, tell me a little bit about your group, and I'm going to make you put that microphone right into your mouth so you can hear it. All right, tell me about your group, Ed.
The what?
Tell me about your group, the Knights of Pythias.
Oh, the Knights of Pythias are a fraternal brotherhood who were founded on the principle of friendship, benevolence, and charity.
Wonderful.
We have donated every year to the OSNS Telethon, all 41, and we were instrumental in building this room.
This room was done by you. Thank you. Thank you. 41 years. Every year you've donated to the group. And you're here again tonight to present a check.
Yes.
And there it is, folks. $1,000 to the OSNS from the Knights of Pythias.
Yeah, this is donated by the Pythian Cerebral Palsy Committee, which is a group of lodges and sisters' temples from the Knights of Pythias.
Wonderful, wonderful. So on behalf of the OSNS, I would like to say thank you. We appreciate your support. 41 years of support, and let's keep enjoying it for another 50 years or so. Hey, sound wonderful?
We're trying.
All right. We totally appreciate you being here tonight. They'll see you we're going to move off the stage and around. She's got you there. We thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you. And she'll see you go right through the center there, and you're good to go. So, we're going to hear from the Sunrise Rotary coming up in a little bit. You want to stay tuned for that. And just a quick reminder here, folks, if you're just tuning in now, this is the Share a Smile Telethon supporting the OSNS Center. It's the 41st year, and we provide treatment services for children and youth with developmental challenges. This is a pandemic edition of our telethon, and so what you're seeing me with a mask on when someone's on stage with me, and I get to not have my mask on when I'm by myself up here. There's social distancing going on throughout the entire facility. There's no more than 4 people in any given space, and washing hands and hand sanitizer is just part of our lives now. And so that's kind of what's going on here. We want to remind you that this is a telethon. We are raising funds. 250-492-0000 0295. And we have folks in this building, all physically distanced in their own little office and workspaces, that will be taking phone calls. Coming up, we are also going to have a visit from Santa. Also coming up is going to be a feature on the Penticton Toyota's connection to OSNS, and we'll have a visit from Aaron Beck at the Penticton Hospital Auxiliary. So, Manisha, I'm going to call you back up, and I'm going to slap my mask back on, and you're going to tell me what's going on right now.
Well, lots is going on. We're busy. The phones are busy. Thank you very much to the people who are calling in. We're just excited. We're excited that this is... We're excited that this is going on and that we're able to put it on despite pandemic. You know, I wanted to talk a little bit about RBC.
Perfect, yes.
The Royal Bank has been part of OSNS since this building was built. So this building was built in 1996. And it's located right beside the Penticton Regional Hospital, which is really useful for us in sort of this medical complex area of Penticton. And my understanding is that when they went to build this building, it was hard to find a mortgage because we're not in the business of, you know, profit. We are a not-for-profit. So RBC stepped up and they had somebody on the board. They gave us a mortgage, which was paid off years ago. And this is, for those of you who haven't been here, this is a beautiful purpose-built facility. So RBC gave us the mortgage. Service clubs like the Knights of Pythias, who were just on, built this room. There are about 10 treatment rooms in the center, and RBC continues to this day to be active participants in OSNS. I know that their panel are all at home right now, phoning and getting pledges for us, so we're so thankful.
So tell me a little bit about our finance crew right now, because this is a very busy night for them.
It is a busy night. So the behind the scenes is as people call in and pledge, or as people this year drop off their pledges that they got from home, our finance team is in the back processing those numbers and making sure that everyone who makes a donation, $50 or over, gets a charitable receipt for their taxes. So we definitely will get that to you. And also they're watching the auction and they're watching, you know, the numbers on the auction, and they're giving us totals. We're not going to do totals the same way we've done them in the past because we have them trickling in over time, but we will start to get some totals. Our goal tonight is $50,000, and we're really hopeful.
50,000. We can do this. We can totally do 50,000. There is a lot of action going on behind the scenes, and it may look like Manisha and I are calm and collected and this is relaxed. There is so much movement and stuff going on behind us. There are very busy people in this place, and so, you know, we just want a big shout out to all those folks that are working here tonight.
Yeah.
And so this was what was really different about this event presentation was that it was we had to pre-record a lot of it, and so we really do miss all our live performers that we've had, but boy, they've done such a bang-up job on a bunch of these videos. And so Beamer Wigley, again, Beamer, I mean, his presentation was just amazing, but we actually have, he's going to do it again here for us. So the Beamer Wigley, an international talent. Check out his music on YouTube, Apple Music, and Spotify. And again, Beamer, have at her, man.
You got me hello goodbye, you got me high and low, you got me coming and going, no girl, you got me so confused, got me over and under, one day it's rainbows and thunder, is it gonna work out? Hey, I'm beginning to wonder, are you in? Is it something? Are you out? Is it just nothing? Make up your mind, are you gonna let me? Make up your mind, are you gonna leave me? Flip me on and off just like a switch. Give me that smile. like a little angel. You wanna fly, leave me there to tango. Until you wake up the next day, it's all over. You're like a roller coaster. Yeah. You're like a roller coaster. Yeah. Thank you.
Beamer, you are wonderful. Thank you for doing this for us. I am now joined by Aaron Beck of the Penticton Hospital Auxiliary. I've known Aaron for many years, but we haven't seen each other for quite some time, so here we are visiting all the way through Beamer's song. But Aaron, tell us a little bit about the Penticton Hospital Auxiliary.
Well, the Penticton Hospital Auxiliary, can you hear me with this?
You betcha. Speak
Okay.
nice and loud and we got you.
Okay, so the Penticton Hospital Auxiliary is a great organization. We have about 34 members right now, and we have basically two purposes. One is to support the welfare and comfort of the patients in the Penticton Regional Hospital, which we do through our volunteering and fundraising for donations to equipment. And our second purpose is to service the comfort and welfare of the residents of Penticton and area. And we do that through our Meals on Wheels program. And Meals on Wheels delivers Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from Naramata to Penticton to West Bench to OK Falls to Caledon.
Oh.
And the other one that we're just getting up and running right now is our community giving program. And that's why we're here this evening.
Very good. So I understand that you recently donated money for a sturdy change table for the physiotherapists to use during treatment session with babies. So what got you involved with that project?
Well, what happened is one of our members had heard, like many charitable organizations, that OSNS was not able to do their normal fundraising. So she approached them. We gave them our new community giving forms. They filled them out. They requested the change table. That request was taken to our membership, and they voted to donate to that table.
Wonderful. So how do people, if they're interested in the Penticton Hospital Auxiliary, how do they get involved?
Well, we do have a website, Penticton Hospital Auxiliary. We're updating it. Or you can phone 250-492-0571.
Okay, say that number again, nice and slow.
250-492-0571.
Perfect.
Or
yeah.
250-490-9786. And if they're interested in volunteering for our Meals on Wheels program, it's 250-492-9095.
Perfect. Now you're also here for a check presentation.
Yes, we
and
are.
And there it is. So we'll hold that up for the cameras. So on behalf of the auxiliary to the Penticton Regional Hospital Society, $2,000. Aaron, we are grateful. And so on behalf of the OSNS, thank you. Thank you to your members as well.
And thank you for all you do for kids.
Wonderful. All right, we'll see you off that way there. She's got you. You can take that with you.
Take that with
Ugh. So some of the children that who come to the center are very young, and OSNS sees children from birth on. Some children come a few times, receive help from treatment staff, and that's all. Other children come several times a week for many years. Otis is their connection to the center. So Manisha, she's going to explain how the Otis runs. So here we go with this video.
This is our mascot, Otis, and he's a stuffy toy, but he's so much more than that. There are great stories about how these scarves came to be and every individualized button, but the why of why we have Otis the bear is so that kids who get an Otis can feel a connection between home and the treatment they receive here and the programs that they receive here, and that they can feel welcome. It's really important to us at OSNS that the people who contribute to us know what we do. There's lots of great charities out there to support. We want people to understand that helping us help kids is important because we give them the skills they need to join soccer. We give them the skills they need to join dance and to make friends and to integrate with all their peers. And at the end of the day, our mission is to provide confidence and to provide a community that is healthier and happier and more productive.
I am joined back on stage here with Robin. Robin, you are in charge of all things silent auction. Tell me what's going on right now.
Yeah, so right in front of me here, I have a barbecue fire pit made and donated by the Metal and Woodshop program at the Okanagan Correctional Center.
Awesome. That is, it's a stunning little piece that they have built here. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to put you on the spot. What's it bidding for right now?
Ooh, I don't know.
You didn't know the number.
Around $300,
About
but you'll
$300.
have to
Okay.
check in.
Perfect. So what else do we have that's another item that you want to focus on or talk about? Anything?
Yes, we
Yep.
have a Shoot Lake Lodge kind of getaway one night in the Meadow yurt, 2 snowshoe rentals, and a sauna.
Oh, very nice.
Donated by Shoot Lake.
Shoot Lake Lodge, that's an amazing place to go. Any other ones you want to highlight right now?
No, just again, make sure that if you want to be part of the silent auction, to head to our osns.org website and click on the donate button or the auction button, and it'll lead you to this page here. Scroll down. While you're there, don't forget to RSVP for a chance to win the holiday planters.
Robin, you're amazing.
Thanks.
I can free you from the stage now. There you go. Yeah. We have many long-term sponsors here at the center, and coming up soon will be Quota International talking to us, the Club of Penticton. The Penticton Kiwanis Club is also coming up, but now we want to highlight the long, long history of the Penticton Toyota with the OSNS. Here's my interview with Larry Pidperhoya Jr. of Penticton Toyota. Today we are on location here at Toyota with Larry Pidperhoya Jr. Larry has been, actually your whole family and Toyota have been a huge part of OSNS for a number of years, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
They, what we want to say is we also want to say thank you on behalf of OSNS. You provide vehicles for us. You take care of vehicles for us. We can bring them in here quickly. You guys do quick adjustments. You change our tires. You store our tires. You are a wonderful asset to OSNS. And I did have a question for you. How did OSNS start with you? How did your family get involved with OSNS?
So our family got involved with the OSNS actually through my youngest sibling. So my youngest brother actually was one of the first children to go through the program, and we attribute a lot of his success today, as to those building blocks that he obtained through that program. And he actually works with us at the dealership today. He manages all of our internet and all of our online inventory, and does an absolutely fantastic job. He does a little bit of everything, and because of, again, just everything that the development that he was able to gather through the program was just instrumental. And so we are just a 100% believer in it, and it's just a great cause. Whatever we can do to be involved and help out, we want to be involved with.
That's absolutely amazing, and we do appreciate the support, the business support in the community, and keeping OSNS going, and more kids coming in, and lots of programs available. So yeah, we thank you. We really do thank you.
We're happy to help. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Perfect. Again, Larry Pidperhoya Jr. here at Toyota Penticton. Welcome back. Now, before I get talking to Manisha here about Santa and all things Christmas, right behind me on the big screen, we just happened to be updated. We are now at $33,842 has been fundraised. What was that number again? $33,842. We are well on our way to that 50,000 mark. So Manisha, welcome back to the stage.
Hello, Chad.
You've put me in a Santa hat. You're wearing your Santa hat.
I am.
Tell me about OSNS and Santa.
Absolutely. So Santa usually visits Cherry Lane Shopping Center, and of course this year that's a little more difficult. This year OSNS had taken on the job of helping Santa visit with kids at Cherry Lane Shopping Center. So we were organizing elves and we were organizing cameras so that kids could get their picture taken with Santa when he visits. And of course, that has changed also. We want to keep Santa safe. We want to keep all the kids safe. And so we're really excited to announce that Santa visits are still going to be possible in the South Okanagan, but they're going to be via Zoom.
Zoom, there you go.
So what's going to happen is by the end of this week, by Thursday or Friday, the website will be open so that people can get on there and they can book a time for their kids to have a Zoom visit with Santa.
Wonderful.
Also, Santa is very busy learning how to use the technology.
Yeah, very much so, hey?
It's new for Santa, but he's game. And so he's busy in the North Pole right now, but he's going to Zoom with kids in Penticton, in the South Okanagan. So please get on our website later in the week, and you'll be able to book that, and we'll be able to have those visits happen just in a different pandemic way.
Perfect. Well, let's hear from Santa.
Ho, 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 everyone, especially you kids. How are you doing out there? I'm coming to you all the way from the North Pole, if you can believe that. And if you don't mind, I've been social distancing here today, so I think I can take this mask off. And I hope you kids will be wearing these masks every day like you should. So welcome to the Share a Smile Telethon at the OSNS. It's very important. And I'm learning about the internet now, and I'm finding out that you can actually get into people's houses through the internet. And a thing called Boom.
Santa, it's called Zoom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, thank you, Jingles. Jingles has corrected me. It's called Zoom, and I bet you boys and girls are on it all the time, so you know what they're talking about. So you tell your parents that they should go to the OSNS website and check out just where I am in the world on Christmas Eve. And so I would like to leave you with this message. Be kind, be calm, and be safe. Ho, ho, ho. See you at Christmas.
Oh, Santa, you are amazing. We're looking forward to having you here. Just a quick reminder, folks, this is a fundraising telethon. Our phone number, 250-492-0295, and we have people available. They are taking phone calls throughout the building in their own little offices. They're set and ready to go. And we just want to, again, remind you that this is a pandemic telethon. Masks are on. If we have more than one person on stage with us, we're social distancing. There's no more than 4 people in really any space in this place. Washing hands and hand sanitizer is all part of the event. This is a very well social distance event that we're putting on here. So now I would actually like to bring to the stage Greg Holland. So Greg, come on in. You're going to find your blue bin. I'm going to find my blue spot, and we're good to go. Greg is the president of the Penticton Kiwanis Club. For our folks at home who don't know, tell us a little bit about Kiwanis.
Well, thanks, Chad. Kiwanis is an international volunteer service group working in 57 countries around the world. And our main focus is on the youth and children. Same focus as what they have here. In Penticton, we've been around for 75 years. Wow. You might notice that there's a Kiwanis Promenade out in Okanagan Lake, the walking thing. We have 3 senior housing complexes. We have a major sponsor of the Kiwanis Music Festival. Yeah. And there's a ton of other things. On top of that, you know, all of our donations and stuff like that to youth organizations around for 75 years. You know, spent a lot of money in this part of the world.
You have. Yeah. Now, your club did an interesting fundraiser for the OSNS for a couple of years in a row. Now, I understand this has been like the highlight of everyone's thing here. You have a trivia question for us, don't you?
Yes, I do.
All right. Tell me this trivia question.
Which BC community represents mile 0 on the Alaska Highway?
Oh, okay, well, we think about that answer.
That's an easy one.
That should be an easy one, yeah. I don't know, so you've just made me look bad. Yeah. Before I get the answer, Greg's actually going to present the OSNS a check. So here we go.
We have $1,000 from
the Kiwanis Club of Penticton.
From some of our fundraisers. We're going to have another check in February when we do our quiz night.
Awesome.
Because the proceeds from the quiz night for the last couple of years have gone to OSNS. Unfortunately, we haven't had it yet this year, like everyone else.
No.
It's going to be online. It's going to be virtual.
Okay.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. We attended one in Calgary.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun.
And I heard about this, that it was packed and people were excited about this event. And so on behalf of the OSNS, thank you. We genuinely say thank you for your support for all of us over the years. And as we get ready to see you out, you're going to give me the answer now to that trivia question. What is it? What's mile zero? What community?
Dawson Creek.
Is it Dawson Creek? No, I wasn't even close. How embarrassing. Greg, we totally thank you for being here tonight, and we thank you for the donation, and we wish you all the best.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And we gave, I gave, why don't you give?
Perfect. We won't argue with that.
Okay, thanks.
So again, just a reminder, folks, the phone number to call in, 250-492-0295. Our phone panels are there. Kiwanis has laid down the gauntlet. You know, they give, why don't you give? And so this is a worthy organization, the OSNS. We're helping children. 1,600 children rolled through this place last year. Another longtime service club supporter of is the Quota International Club of Penticton. Quota's been involved with OSNS for many, many, many years. One of their members even sat on the board as a board of directors. A real quick piece of trivia about the Quota group is years ago, in the early days of the telethon, the lovely Quota members would come here on telethon day and cook a full turkey dinner for all the volunteers and performers. It's a true story. My stomach's growling. I could really go for a great big turkey dinner right now. Now, here they are, Greta and Sue from Quota. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, I am here today with two lovely members from Quota International of Penticton. We have Sue and Greta here. I know over the years OSNS has used the money that you've graciously given us, and a lot of that has gone to children who have hearing loss and whose families have needs as a result of that. So on behalf of OSNS, thank you very, very much for your many, many years of support.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We love working with you.
That's great. And I see that you brought something with you today.
I would like to tell a little bit about what we're doing now, because things have changed in the world, right? And so we want to extend the invitation and the information of how Quota continues on here in Penticton and in our community. And of course, right now, what we're doing is we're using the user-friendly Zoom meetings. And although that does present some challenges, it also presents a whole bunch of opportunities. People who have always been held back from being a part of a community service organization can be involved because they don't have to worry about their traveling time. They don't have to worry about transportation issues. They can just join into the Zoom meeting and be a part of making a difference in your own community. So we invite people to contact us and find out a little bit more about that and how we're working through that. As well, I wanted to announce that we currently do have a fundraiser that might interest people, that we are selling CDs that are beautiful, beautiful gospel music made and sang and presented by one of our previous members, Kimberly Keith. So if anybody ever remembers Kimberly Keith singing, she has passed on, but her voice was heavenly, and her CDs are just a wonderful Christmas gift for anyone that's looking for beautiful gospel music, or if somebody's just looking for something to really uplift their spirits, please contact us and purchase one of these for yourself or for Christmas gifts.
That's great. So
and we'd like to donate some of the proceeds of that
to OSNS, of
well,
course.
Thank you very much. So the two things are that you're looking for members, and I love what you said about just more access because of Zoom, so that's great. And also that you have these CDs, and so if people are interested in those, they could get your information from calling OSNS. Is that right?
That's right. Thank you, Stacia.
That's great. And this is very exciting.
We're very happy to present this to you today to help your students grow and flourish. And we'd like to make a challenge to all the other service clubs out there to help OSNS in their drive for funding for their programs. So try to meet or beat our donation.
Well, this is fantastic, and what we've done in the past is we've specifically tried to help kids with developmental challenges get ready for school entry using these funds. So thank you very much, Greta. Thank you very much, Sue. And please extend our thanks to all the quota members.
Okay, come join us.
Thank you for your wonderful job that you do here. You guys always make us so, so proud of all your accomplishments.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Quota, a great big thank you for being part of the OSNS for years and years. I also want to take a quick moment to send a heartfelt thanks out to Andrew Jacobite of Groovy Productions. Every year, Andrew helps the OSNS live stream this broadcast so that anyone, anywhere can tune in. He's been here at the OSNS for years and stepped up also helping from Cherry Lane Shopping Center. Our heart goes out to you tonight, Andrew. If you're just tuning in now, this is the 41st annual Share a Smile Telethon in support of the OSNS Child, Youth and Development Center. We provide treatment services for children and youth with developmental challenges. This is a fundraiser, and the phone number to call in for this fundraiser is 250-492-0295. And as in different years, you know, we normally would have a panel of phone panelists here taking all these phone calls. We don't this year, though. But by calling that number, you're still connecting to someone in an office in this building. And we are the pandemic version of a telethon. And so masks are on throughout the entire building, except for me when I get to be on stage by myself. Social distancing is happening throughout this entire facility. There's no more than 4 people in any space at any given time. And washing hands and hand sanitizer is just part of our normal lives now. So this is... we've had to really change the look of our telethon. Off to the side here, and I'm going to walk over this way, cameraman Kenny, and we are going to talk about the Harley, this beautiful bike. I don't drive a Harley. I don't think my wife would ever let me get on a Harley, but this is an absolute stunner of a bike. Harley tickets, you can buy them online. It's unusual that tickets are actually on sale this time of year, but that's another pandemic change. Usually the winning ticket would have been drawn at the Peach City Beach Cruise in June, but this year we've extended ticket sales, and the draw will take place on December 18th. And we want to say a great big thank you to the Okanagan Motorcycle Riders Association, OMRA, for saving this draw and being tireless supporters of children in the South Okanagan and the OSNS. And I'm going to come back to the center stage. You're going to have to chase me. I'm sorry, man. We have another amazing performance right now by Vancouver-born Sean Austin. He's crushing it on the country radio these days, and with the self-titled EP, whose reception so far has been nothing short of positive. The emerging singer was a semi-finalist in the Sirius XM Top of the Country 2018 competition and was nominated for the 2019 Canadian Country Music Awards Rising Star Award, in addition to presenting on the National CCMA Awards broadcast. Recorded especially for this broadcast, here is Sean Austin.
starts with a phone call, the fire's gonna let you. The way that you met me, then it's a fast forward. Wild ride, eyes closed, blurred. Yeah, baby, right back to where we were. But what do I know? I'm just a guy who spent a lot of his time beside you late at night. Who could pick the sound of you breathing out of the crowd? Put your favorite movie lights. I know the cover of your smile with your little white lights. The tone of your voice when you bow to goodbye. This ain't really over. But what do I know? If you don't miss me at all, why you calling? I think you ought to wait, but the feelings went on and on and on and on and on. I'm just the guy who spent a lot of his time beside you late at night. Who could pick the sound of you breathing out of the crowd? Quote your favorite movie lines. Know the cover of your smile with your little white lights. The tone of your voice when goodbye means goodbye. This ain't really over. What do I know? What do I know? What do I know?
What an amazing voice. Thank you, Sean, for being part of the OSNS Telethon. We have many more great performances coming up and more interviews with service clubs. If you're watching for the Oliver Elementary or the Sunrise Rotary or the Castilla Irish Dancers, please, I encourage you, pick up a phone, 250-492-0295, and make a donation, make a pledge to the OSNS. There are team members here that can take your call. I would like to now welcome Kelly Warrington up onto the stage. Kelly, come on in, man. You're going to find your spot over there. I'm finding my spot here. Kelly Warrington, he's with the Okanagan Motorcycle Riders Association, OMRA. OMRA has a long, long history with the Harley raffle. So tell me, how did it start?
It's 22 years ago we started doing this, and they've been wanting people to help with the raffle, and we just stepped up because we love helping the kids and doing what we can for the OSNS.
That's wonderful. Sure. So this year, it's actually a little unusual that we still have tickets on sale. So when's the draw? What's happening?
The draw is December 18th. Normally, it's the Peach City Beach Cruise in June. And of course, that didn't happen because everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah, why we're wearing masks.
So here we are. But, you know, sales have been great. We've been selling a lot of tickets. It's great to see a lot of people come up to buy tickets and have their kids go here. And that's amazing because they're like, my kids have gone there and they've got a lot of OSNS. We're buying tickets just because. And that just makes it so much better.
And you know, I'm a board member here with the OSNS, and we've had many great discussions about finances and where we're at, and the Harley raffle came up, and I can honestly say on behalf of the board and of the organization that you saved it. You stepped up and you saved our Harley raffle, and we're actually going to fundraise out of this, and we didn't even think we'd break even at that point. So we thank you. We thank you for all your work and to the whole club. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of people in the club that do a lot of work moving the bike around to the different locations with their trucks and taking the time out of their day to keep this thing going ahead. And we spend a lot of weekends just donating our time to sell the tickets. And it's a great cause.
It is.
It means so much to help the kids get ahead.
Awesome.
And that's what we're here for.
Yep. And we are totally appreciate. You can still go buy tickets, and when you go online, there's three little icons on the top, and Harley's right there. Yeah, click on the Harley, and you can buy tickets. December 18th is the draw.
December 18th.
You're also here to present a check, and I'll pull this check back over here.
Go.
Dun, 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 dun.
6 million.
Oh, darn it, hey? $300 from the to the OSNS from the Okanagan Motor. Yeah. This man is a fan favorite here. He has his own cheering squad, and that says a lot in a building that really only has like 15 people in it. So we are absolutely thrilled that you're here. And on behalf of the OSNS to OMRA, thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate being able to help the kids, and that's what it's all about.
Awesome. We thank you for coming out tonight. They'll see you off that side of the stage, and you're good to go. Up next is the Castilla Irish Dancers. These folks are another local group, and pre-pandemic, we filmed this piece. They practice and then compete in dance tournaments across the country. We want to thank the Castilla Irish Dancers for giving us a performance. So let's take a look. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much, Castilla Irish Dancers. That was wonderful. I am joined back on the stage here with Manisha, and apparently she's going to show me something. So
well,
have at her.
Chad, hello there.
Hi.
Someone looking at this might think that it's a yellow circle, a large yellow circle, but you know what, Chad? They would be wrong, because this right here is a taco shell.
Nice.
I know, this is a taco shell. So one of the things that happens at the center is we have children who just have difficulty settling. You know, people sometimes ask, why are there so many kids now? Why was it that 20 years ago we saw 180 kids here and now we're seeing 1,600 kids? And the answer is, well, more than one thing. We're good at diagnosing now. We're better at knowing what the treatments should be. And also, you know what, medically, more children are being saved when they're young. And so when they're saved, sometimes they do have developmental struggles, and one of those struggles is their sensory system. So for some kids, it's really useful to have a bit of weight on them. But it's scary when they don't quite understand. You know, getting a 3-year-old to lie still and having a little bit of weight to calm them is difficult. One of the things I'll mention is that, you know, adult weighted blankets have become very popular. I don't know whether you've ever heard of them before.
I have one
Oh,
on my
do you?
king bed, yes.
Okay, and one of the things we have to be careful about is that those weighted blankets are meant for adults. So we do not want families to think that if a child needs to settle, they can buy an adult weighted blanket and put it on a child. They should not. That's dangerous. But what we do is we teach kids about calming and about a bit of weight by using the sensory tacos. So, Chad, how would you like to be a sensory taco?
I don't have a choice. I think the answer is yes.
I believe it's
It
written
is
into
totally,
the
isn't
script.
it? It's into the script. So
I'm going to
all
just
right.
demonstrate what we would do and how we need to make things fun for kids. So Chad's going to lie down
There
in
we
the taco
go.
shell.
I'm in a taco shell.
And what do we put on our tacos? We put we put some tomato.
Oh, yep.
How's that?
That's great.
I won't throw it again,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
We put some tomato, and then we're going to, look at this, Chad, we're going to put some meat on you.
Nice.
And then we're going to put some lettuce on you.
Perfect.
What else goes on a taco, Chad?
Spicy.
Spicy.
Something spicy.
Sauce.
There we go.
And what we're missing the
Cheese.
Cheese.
There
so
you-
there goes the cheese. And
Awesome.
then, how are you doing, Chad?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
We're going to carry on with the piece, right?
So that's a sensory taco, and this is an example of some of the equipment we have here at OSNS. One of the challenging things that's happened during pandemic is where we used to share a lot of equipment across kids. Now we're having to buy duplicate equipment so that we can keep things sanitized in between. And so this building is full of sort of interesting, innovative pieces of equipment that we use to help teach kids and help them learn what to do. I believe that what we're going to see next, I think Chad has fallen asleep.
Oh, yeah.
What we're going to see next is one of our physiotherapists, Jordan,
Yes.
who's going to be talking about some of the work that the physiotherapy department does here at OSNS.
Hi, my name is Jordan Byteller. I'm a pediatric physiotherapist here at OSNS Child and Youth Development Center. We see kids aged from birth to 5 years of age or before they enter kindergarten. For those who don't know what a pediatric physiotherapist does, we see kids for a variety of different reasons. A lot of kids were seen because of head shape concerns, neck tightness, or neck weakness. We're seeing kids for motor development concerns, so we're treating them to help with their gross motor development, such as walking, running, and jumping, or their fine motor development, such as how they use their hands, specifically how they write or cut a piece of paper. Other reasons we may see kids is for different neurodevelopmental concerns, neurological conditions, or genetic disorders. Here at OSNS, we have a variety of different spaces where we treat. Right now, we're in the gym. As you can see behind me, this is our climbing wall. We use this climbing wall for different purposes, such as building kids' coordination, balance, building their upper and lower extremity strength. And I might be a little bit biased, but I think I have the greatest job in the world and love the place I work at.
Welcome back, Jordan. You know, it does the heart well when your staff say they love the place they work at. We have some amazing staff at the OSNS. Coming up shortly is going to be the Oliver Elementary Fine Arts Club with a Mary Poppins performance, and also the beautiful voice of Aiden Mays. So, if you are watching for that, I encourage you, call in 250-492-0295 and make a pledge to the OSNS Telethon. So starting off, RE/MAX has actually kicked in now. They are the panelists and they are working from home. And so the RE/MAX, we've set them up and you see these absolutely gorgeous little houses at each one of their stations. RE/MAX, we are thrilled that you are working from home right now on the calls. And our broker with RE/MAX, Deborah Moore, kind of laid down a gauntlet for the rest of the agents and said, $1,000 to start, she put down, and so the agents, they were putting in donations throughout the day. I haven't seen a total for a number of hours, but I think they were well over $3,000 at that point. So RE/MAX, we thank you for your support of the OSNS and your support in taking phone calls tonight. At this point, we are going to go to you knew it would happen, right? I can't get it all. But, you know, we're talking about the Oliver area. And, you know, what happens when we do events like this is sometimes we tend to think of it as just as Penticton. And the reality is the OSNS has tentacles that reaches well out into the South Okanagan. And our support and our families and our involvement from businesses in Oliver and Osoyoos and up into Karamias and the whole area is just a large organization, and we have a large support by the businesses. And so to those businesses, we say thank you. Thank you for being involved in this. And those families that are in those areas, we're here to support you. We're here to try our best to get as many programs out there as possible. At this point, I'd like to introduce the Oliver, I'm going to make sure I say their name right here, the Oliver Elementary Fine Arts Club with their performance of Mary Poppins.
A word? Of course it's a word. And unless I'm very much mistaken, I think it's a rather useful one. When trying to express oneself, it's frankly quite absurd to leaf through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversations keen. You need to find a way to say exactly what you mean. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
But it doesn't mean anything.
It can mean exactly what you want it to.
When Stone Age men were chatting, simply grunting would suffice.
Though if they heard this word, they might have used it once or twice.
I'm sure the Roman Empire only entered the abyss because those Latin scholars never had a word like this.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. If you say it softly, the effect can be obnoxious. Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis.
Yuck.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
You know you can say it backwards, which is so Colipsis.
She might be tricky, but she's bloody good.
So when the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say.
Pick out those 18 consonants, add 16 vowels as well, and put them in an order which is very hard to spell.
S-U-P-E-R C-A-L-I-F R-A-G-I-L I-S-T-I-C-E-X-P-I-A-L-I-D
O-C-I-O-U-S.
Smarty pants.
S-U-P-E-R C-A-L-I-F R-A-G-I-L I-S-T-I-C-E-X-P-I-A-L-I-D O-C-I-O-U-S S-U-P-E-R C-A-L-I-F R-A-G-I-L I-S-T-I-C-E-X-P-I-A-L-I-D O-C-I-O-U-S.
Here we go!
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilistic. Supercalifragilistic. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Hello and welcome back. We are giving Chad Mielke a little bit of a break, and it's a great moment, I think, to just do a shout out to Chad. So Chad is on our board. He's also on the team of Penticton Remax, and he's just been a trooper. He has stepped up and learned all kinds of dialogue and narrative and has rolled with changes as we put this program together. So thank you to Chad, and thank you to everyone who is listening and calling in. Our phones are busy. Again, the number is 250-492-0295. It's my pleasure now to introduce Tyler Chick. And Tyler I had the lucky happening of being able to work with Tyler on the board of directors. He was the chair when I first took this position and was the chair for many years. Welcome, Tyler.
Thank you very much, Manisha. I know you can't tell from my mouth, but I hope you can tell by my eyes. I'm certainly smiling for that last song that Oliver Elementary sung that put a smile on my face, and it's nice to see so many people in the community come out to support this event.
It's great.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Oliver Elementary. Tyler now is the chair of a new group, the OSNS Legacy Foundation. Tyler, talk a bit about that.
Correct. Well, as you said, we had the pleasure of working together as on the board of the OSNS, and I've been working with this organization for a little bit over 10 years. And chaired that board for a number of years. And as a board member, there's always conversations that go on behind the scenes that people might not be privy to, and they're generally around how much money do we have in the budget, and how do we get the quality of care, put out the best quality of care that we can, and also get to the wait lists. And certainly, that was a big topic of discussion all the time that I was on the board, making sure we serve as many children in the community as possible, and also making sure that our resources are well taken care of.
Right.
And we're lucky enough to have a building such as the one that we're in today. Very fortunate for that, but there's never a significant amount of money sitting back in case something goes wrong, because those savings accounts, you kind of look at them and say, okay, well, you know, we could help more children with those. So I'm
reminded of when, because that's the exact thing. OSNS operates very much on the line, and it's always, we have always like just enough money. But then remember, shortly after you took over as board chair of the regular board, there was an issue with our heating.
Yeah, so just to give an example to people in the community, we're so lucky to have business partners. There was one winter when one of the heating units up on the roof ended up going on the fritz, and certainly when there's not a lot of money around to fix those things, you kind of sit back and say, oh my goodness, what are we going to do tomorrow? There's going to be 100 kids show up in the building and we have no heat. So luckily enough, we have amazing community partners, and we dug deep and started making phone calls, and somebody came to a rescue. But at the end of the day, that's certainly not the way that an organization should be funded and should be run. And so we're really happy to put together the Legacy Foundation with the hopes of creating a nice pool to support the OSNS in the future, and make sure that we have sustainable programs and the children in the community always have the resources available to get supported. So that's the driving factor behind that.
Yeah, it's about sustainability, and it's a wonderful group that's come together. The OSNS Legacy Foundation will be launching soon, and if you're interested in getting involved in that, please call OSNS 250-492-0295 or visit the website, and we'll look forward to lots of good things and creating just a sustainable future for the kids in the South Okanagan.
Yeah, as we know, wait lists and as the community grows, there's more and more needs, and certainly there should never be a time when we can't help those children out. So every bit of support is greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Tyler, and thank you for being here. A little while ago, as a team, what we did is we wanted to show families our support and our encouragement. And so all of us in the building, our board, our staff, everybody, our cleaning crew, we wrote messages of encouragement on our hands. And I believe, Tyler, that you have some messages of encouragement on your hands. I don't know whether people can see that at home, but it says support and care. So now let's go to taking a look at our team and some of the messages that they put on their hands in the next little presentation.
Hey, welcome back. Here's what it says. It says, "You got this." Very powerful video. In the last couple of minutes, I had time to go walk around the facility, just have a little bit of a break. And as you walk from office to office to office, you see people taking phone calls, doing data entry, working like crazy in this place. And so, yeah, we get the luxury of kind of being on camera and being out front here, but there is so much work going on in behind, and it's actually humbling to see. So there is 2 hours left in the auction, and there's 1 hour left in the telethon. OSNS is about children, but the focus is also on families. This team works hard to make sure that families and extended families understand how to support their children with developmental challenges. This building is absolutely full of treatment rooms with one-way mirrors that allows aunties and uncles and grandma and grandpa to watch sessions and learn what they can do to help at home. And that's what makes all the difference. So please, I encourage you, do what you can. 250-492-0295. Call in. Make a pledge to the OSNS. Check out the auction. The auction's busy. The button's right there on the OSNS.org site, and I don't have the newest running total of what we're at, but that auction has some amazing items on. So I want to encourage you, please go take a look. This is the 41st annual Share a Smile Telethon in support of the OSNS Child and Youth Development Center. We provide treatment services for children and youth with developmental challenges. This is a busy place. There's lots happening in this place. There's 1,600 children that move through this building every year. I encourage you, please, 250-492-0295. people are here, and they will take your phone call. Lives are changed here in this building. So I want to show you another clip of a parent talking about what the OSNS means to them. Let's take a look.
Kinder Place is amazing. Ashton was a little bit behind on his milestones, talking, crawling, running, walking, and he came here and he got so much confidence. The teachers really care about how the kids are doing on a social, physical, spiritual, like every single level, and they work with them one-on-one, and he's just, over the whole year, his confidence has grown, he's talking more, he's playing more with his friends. I can't say enough about this place. They're just amazing. So he was here last year for a whole year. So when he started, he wasn't talking much. He clung to the teachers, and, he has gotten a lot of help as well. Like, he's had physiotherapy and speech therapy here as well, and done some of the classes through ONS. But Kinder Place is just fantastic, and the teachers are so great, and he's really got a lot more confidence this year, and he loves it. He would have gone all summer long every day if I let him. Yeah. He is talking so much more, and he's actually asking people to play with him this year instead, and going off on his own a bit, rather than just staying right by the teacher's side. And the teachers have commented how much progress they've seen Ashton make as well. And yeah, he's just a whole new different kid than this time last year.
It's not listed in
and
my
I
script
think
anywhere.
it's really a lot to do with Kinder Place. Couldn't ask for a better preschool.
Welcome back. I have the pleasure of getting to sit with our board chair of the OSNS, Du Okayama. Hey, it's good to see you here.
Hi,
Thank
Chad.
you.
Great to see you too. You're doing a great job today.
Thanks, man. You are in a back room somewhere over there doing data entry. Is that what you're up to today?
Well, actually, I've been fielding calls and also making cold calls as well to a bunch of people.
Nice. So how are the phones? Are they ringing? People calling in?
Yeah, there's a lot of phone calls coming in, and actually, it's also been very good in terms of the response that I've been getting when I'm on the phone with people. Awesome. I think once you explain that, OSNS, this is a child development center, people are very receptive and they want to help. And a lot of people that have past connections. So even if it's like 10, 15 years ago, or even 5 years ago, they say, oh, my child went to OSNS, and they have great memories of that. So people have an emotional connection to our center, which is awesome to hear.
It's kind of neat to see the second and third generations starting to roll through the building, right?
Absolutely.
So
it's spectacular.
It's good to see.
Yeah, it's nice to see people.
So tell me about, of course, we're sitting here at a distance with masks on, and welcome to a pandemic world. Tell us about OSNS and some of the changes that we've had to deal with in way of pandemic.
Well, in terms of our center, I think we've really had to adapt. And when I say I'm just the board chair. So as the board, we've had to change a lot of our operations. But I think the major changes have come in terms of how we give clinical care, and that falls to our amazing staff, our amazing executive director. These are the people that are on the front lines every day, dealing with many of the significant changes that have been made, including to implement social distancing and follow the provincial guidelines. Overall, though, I think what really happened when COVID hit was there was a change in the way that kind of we bill, and that became kind of an issue, but we adapted and kind of became more of a leaner, meaner center in the end. And I think that's the most important message to take away, I think, is that we've made the changes to be able to continue to offer services to our community, which is super important. Yeah. So
a meaner center. Manisha would be really happy to hear you call it a meaner center. Eh? We're in trouble.
In the nicest way.
Yeah, and leading us as a board, we have appreciated your work. And I mean, yes, we've had to learn to pivot really quickly, and the staff have had to learn how to pivot really quickly. So we thank you for your leadership. We thank you where you've taken us, and I'm going to kick you back into your little room now and make you go answer phones and keep doing what you do best, man.
Thanks, Chad.
Totally appreciate you coming out.
Time. Yeah.
You go ahead and head off. I'll walk up to the camera and we'll talk here a bit about our panels. And we switched panels now from Remax is off, and now Penticton Toyota is on. And they're well set up with all their little vehicle stations here. The number to call, 250-492-0295. And you hear what Stu just said. It's busy. We've had lots of people calling in, and so we encourage you, continue. Please call that number, make a donation, and every little bit counts, and we'll have another total in a little while. Oh, no, actually, I got another total has just gone up behind my shoulder here. So here we are. We have 1 hour left of this telethon. Our goal was $50,000. And so if I'm looking at my numbers correctly here, $46,997 is where we're at. That $50,000 goal, we can do this, not a problem. 1 hour left, 4,000 to go. Not even that, 3,000 to go. We can totally do this. So again, remind you, the number 250-492-0295. We have people throughout this building. They're social distancing, answering our phone calls in these offices. So we also want to shout out to a number of our senior residences. And the folks in these senior residences, they are donors and have been donors for years and years and years. And so folks, you're sitting there tonight, and we are just absolutely thrilled that you're with us. So Cherry Park, the Concord, Athens Creek, Charles Manor, Sun Village, Haven Hill, the Hamlets, Trinity Care Center, Chestnut Place. We're absolutely delighted to have you with us tonight. We hope you're enjoying the event and the presentation. And again, we just thank you. We thank you for being part of OSNS. Coming up shortly is going to be a feature on the Penticton Sunrise Rotary Club. But first, I am now going to invite Manisha back up, and we're going to talk a little bit about Penticton Toyota. Come on up, Manisha.
Hi there, Chad. And I would love to talk about Penticton Toyota. Do you mind if I tell you about some pledges first?
You fire away. Let's see what we got.
Well, you know, it's really cool. We have people answering phones, and we are getting calls from everywhere, not just the South Okanagan. So if you're watching us from elsewhere and you're calling in, thank you very, very much. We've had a call from Smithers. We just had a call from Saskatchewan. Thank you, Saskatchewan. We've also had calls from Princeton, which is one of the areas that we provide services to. So China Creek Service Limited in Princeton, thank you very much, a $500 donation. Alan and Sue Barnes, $100 from OK Falls, and Scott Mayhew Contracting, $500 from in Penticton here. So
wonderful.
We're feeling very grateful, very busy, and very happy with the way the total is working.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so tell me a little bit about Toyota.
I will. So I love talking about Penticton Toyota because they are such great dedicated sponsors of OSNS. They actually help us with our vehicles that we use to do home visits to all the areas that I just talked about. Because our therapists, especially for children who are fragile or families who just cannot transport their kids, our treatment teams will go out and see them in their homes. Not during pandemic, but certainly pre-pandemic and hopefully soon again. So Penticton Toyota helps us with those vehicles. They do all the servicing. They don't make us worry about anything with the vehicles. And anytime we need something, they are just always there. So Larry Pidperhora, Senior, Junior, Maya, their whole family are just awesome, and we're just so grateful they're in our corner.
Wonderful. And so Penticton Toyota is on the lines right now. The perfect time to call in and talk to the Toyota crew, 250-492-0295. Now, one of the programs, and a vital program here, and I've been on the board for a little bit, and I've heard this spoken about a lot in this place. And so our autism treatment program.
Right.
Tell me about it.
I will. So one of the things we do here at OSNS is we provide intensive treatment for children who are diagnosed with autism. So not only do we participate in the assessment of children, but then we provide them with the treatment. And we see most of the children who are under 6 who have struggles with autism, and they come in intensively. They come in sometimes 2, 3, 4 times a week for their treatment. And we break down skills into discrete pieces, like, you know, how do you establish eye contact? How do you take turns? How do you, when somebody points, follow that point? And it's just remarkable to see the the progress that kids make with that kind of treatment. So I think what we're going to do is have a visit next with Angela, who is one of our lovely autism treatment staff, and she is our senior behavioral interventionist.
Perfect. Take it away, Angela.
Nearly all of our kids are working on some sort of a self-care goal, and a lot of our kids struggle with completing these routines on their own, but also they struggle to tolerate an adult helping them do it. So one example that is hard for a lot of our kids is toothbrushing. So this little one came to us with a really strong aversion to having anyone be anywhere near her face, let alone with something like a toothbrush. She couldn't even be near one. So we had to start really slow to help desensitize her so that she could feel calm in the presence of a toothbrush and slowly allow someone to put it in her mouth. We did this through play, of course, and so we started with her playing with toys that had teeth, and her behavior interventionist was modeling doing silly things with the toothbrush, like kissing the toothbrush and brushing the doll's teeth and that sort of thing. And this little one had her own toothbrush as well, and so we were trying to get her to imitate some of those actions, which she started to do. So we started doing different things with the toothbrush around our mouths in hopes that she would imitate, like kissing the toothbrush and wiggling it across our lips and tapping our lips and tapping our teeth, and we slowly built closer and closer towards her mouth and then inside of her mouth, to the point where she allowed us to do it for her. We introduced a kid's mouthwash so that she would be motivated to bring the toothbrush towards her face and to put it in her mouth. And slowly we built up the amount that we were able to brush for her and let her brush some of it as well on her own. And using the mirror also really helps, because she can watch what she's doing. Another skill that we're working on with a lot of our kids is putting on shoes and socks, and thanks to our trampoline, this is really easy to build in. So with any of dressing activities, we break it down into steps and teach the very last step first. So a child is learning to just close the Velcro, and then they're learning to push their foot in and close the Velcro, and so on until they're doing it themselves.
Ethereal. We are really excited about our next performer, Aiden Mays. Aiden is a Penticton musician, singer, songwriter, and solo artist. Her voice has been described as ethereal. I still mispronounced that, didn't I? I totally did. And her range of music includes indie, jazz, folk, and classic rock. She runs the Aiden Mays School of Music, and she's a longtime friend of the OSNS. Here she is for a performance at the OSNS, Aiden Mays. Let's take a look.
Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Aiden Mays again. Welcome to my living room again. I changed up my instrument. I've got my microphone out and my new electric guitar from Wentworth Music. I wanted to play you another song off my new album that's coming out in January. I hope you're all feeling really generous out there online, donating and helping this very beautiful business continue to help and do the work that they're doing in our community. So yeah, open your wallets and share the wealth. This little beauty is very different than anything I've ever written before, for those of you who have followed a little bit of my music career. So this is cool to venture into something totally different. It's been the right tone. I like it. Okay, this one's called Voodoo. It's about addiction. The world don't need any more soldiers, all the weight of ignorance on its shoulders. The use of it with information, numbing all the pain with libations. Oh, how do you cope with the letdowns that rip you from your chest when love drowns? 'Cause if you're walking on 2 feet, skin can't stop from breaking your heartbeat. Looky here,
marching through the days like voodoo. Someone sticking pins in you, another year to get wasted. What are you gonna do with the time you've been given? Does it feel like you're living? What are you gonna do? Voodoo. The secret is found in the seconds, the in-betweens, the pause, reflections. Cause when you inhale the life force, you carve an elevating new course. Looky here, marching through the days like voodoo. Someone sticking pins in you, another year to get wasted. What are you gonna do with the time you've been given? Does it feel like you're living? What are you gonna do? Voodoo. No one can do the work for you. No one can take the pain away but you. Numb out, shut down, and sink back into. What are you gonna do with the time you've been given? Does it feel like you're living? What are you gonna do? Ooh, ooh, ooh. With the time you've been given, does it feel like you're living? What are you gonna do?
Thanks so much for having me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my brand new songs, and I can't wait to sing for you in person very soon. Mwah. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Aiden. That was wonderful. Manisha, let's talk about a couple of our sponsors here this evening. Tell me a little bit about Garden Works.
Oh, for sure. So Garden Works, again, another long-time sponsor of OSNS. When we used to have a bigger set, and even when we were in the shopping center, Garden Works would come and decorate the whole thing. They, again, are another business that just, whenever we need something, they step right up. Carrie from Garden Works is awesome, and Scott Austin, who a lot of people know, is great. What people may not know is every spring, you talked earlier in the program about the teaching kitchen. It's really important to us that kids at OSNS have a good relationship with food and with nutrition. And so we have gardens actually all over the outside of the center. And every spring, Scott Austin from Garden Works comes and plants vegetables with the kids.
Awesome.
And he's just awesome. And it's been going on for a number of years. One of the things they did for this broadcast is they gave us these two very beautiful holiday planters. And for those of you at home who are participating in the auction, which I think closes at 8, but I understand auction traffic is heavy at the moment. If you've registered on the auction to participate, then your name will be in a draw that we're going to do
For those
soon
two.
for these 2 beautiful planters. So thank you very much to Garden Works for just being a consistent supporter.
Perfect. Now, we're going to keep moving along here, you know, and we're going to talk about Rona and Rona and being involved. And it's a little bit of my life because I was Rona for many, many years before I switched over to Remax last year. But Rona this past year, in September actually, they do their big, it's the Rona Heroes Project. And they chose the OSNS to be their partner.
Yeah.
And so kudos to the Rona crew because they raised, now let me get my numbers right here. There it is, $12,947.22. Was fundraised by Rona that went to the OSNS. And a big shout out to Lowe's as well, because Lowe's matches the donations that come in for the stores. And this year, across the country, Lowe's put an extra $800,000 in to and handed it out to the stores based on what they had already raised. So the number from Rona was actually larger than we thought it was going to be, and it was a wonderful surprise. So to the crew from Rona, we were hoping to have Waleed here tonight, but pandemic changed a bunch of things. But to the Rona staff and the Rona family that worked really hard for the month of September, we say thank you. We do thoroughly appreciate your involvement.
We're going to talk next about service clubs too, but thank you very much to Rona. Rona is another business that, you know, whenever we've needed something, it's not just the Local Heroes campaign. We needed a gazebo to set up the outdoor treatment space. They donated that. It's incredibly helpful because otherwise, these monies would come out of the treatment programs. And so thank you, Rona.
So let's talk some of the service clubs here. Let's specifically talk about the Penticton Sunrise Rotary.
Absolutely. You know, I have to say, before I had this role, I didn't have a deep enough appreciation for the role that service clubs play in a community. You know, we've heard from a lot of service clubs today, and they really are the life of organizations like ours, and they help us keep going, and it's just straight up altruism, and we really appreciate it. And one of the groups we appreciate is the Penticton Sunrise Rotary Club. They have been phenomenal. They helped us build our youth room downstairs because a lot of our spaces were geared much more towards little children, and we wanted to have a good place for youth to gather and to learn social skills particularly. So Sweat Equity, those guys at Sunrise Rotary were there. They built that for us or helped us build it. They set up an outdoor treatment space for us when pandemic hit so that when the weather was nice, we could see kids outside and safely. Now they're building us a shed so that all our outdoor equipment can be secured. They're just awesome. And one of the things I really appreciate about that club is that they asked us to come and present to them, not just about OSNS, but they said, you know, we're hearing a lot about autism, but some of our members don't really know what that is. Can someone from OSNS come and just talk about and educate us in terms of what is autism? We want to be better. And that just blew me away. I think that's amazing that, you know, a group of people would say, you know what, here's something we don't really understand as well as we'd like to. Let's learn more. That's what we're all about.
I had the opportunity to sit down for a conversation with Bob Coombs of the Sunrise Rotary Group in the room that they built.
Yeah.
And so let's take a look at that video now. Today, I am very proud to be sitting across from this gentleman. This is Bob Coombs from the Sunrise Rotary. Now, you have been involved with Rotary for many years, but tell me how your involvement started with the OSNS.
Well, with OSNS, we initially started with a few of our members volunteering for the telethon every year. And from that, we kind of got to know a couple of people, and they identified a need for the room that we're sitting in to convert it into more of a family resource center and education hub. So we kind of worked with them in terms of what their needs were and identified what the funding requirements would be. We came up with some of our own club funds, and through the Rotary Foundation, we got a matching grant to add to the funds that we had available, and we were able to get together and get this room done.
So what other ways are you involved with OSNS? What other activities do you do here in the center?
Well, in the last year, with COVID shutting things down, we've when OSNS was closed, when they were ready to reopen, we got a work party together at their request and came in. We did some outdoor spruce up around the daycare area and so on, got that cleaned up, as well as inside, put in some motivational signs and safety signs, of course, for COVID, for distancing and so on. And so that was one of the first things. And then Rona donated a gazebo for outdoor use, so that they could meet with families outside. So it needed assembly. So we did another work party. So we came in and got that assembled and all set up. And so I understand that got good use over the summer. So right now we're just in the midst of building a shed for the daycare area. They've got a number of riding toys and other outdoor equipment that needs to be stored indoors, and where it's a little bit safer too, because they've lost a few things to theft. So we've worked with them on that too. So
This is one of our organizations at the OSNS that works alongside us, and we use the term sweat equity. This group works really hard at getting things done. And I was here that day when you guys were doing the cleanup and the painting the lines, and I saw your team working really hard, and we thoroughly appreciated it, and we do not take it for granted, and we say thank you. And then of course building that gazebo, I used to sell those at Rona, and we would tell most people to build them is buy a 12-pack of beer and enjoy your afternoon. So the fact that you guys put it together so well, kudos to you. So again, we say thank you. And I have one other question for you: is what ways does your group fundraise in our community?
Well, again, COVID has kind of interrupted some of our activities this year. Typically, we have our book sale in the early spring. We do our Rotary Wheels Car Show in August. And then in November, a fairly new event that we started a couple of years ago was our Scotch tasting, which became pretty popular. So all of those activities we've had to shut down. So we came up with a raffle idea for this fall, which is the 24 Days of Christmas. So we're selling tickets for that right now, almost sold out, unfortunately. And so we'll be doing a draw every day from December 1st to December 24th for a cash prize. And,
very good.
And every ticket goes in every day for the draw. So
wonderful.
So it's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. We appreciate your group's flexibility. All the group's flexibilities that have been sponsoring the OSNS year have had to get very creative this year to kind of keep organizations going. So again, we thank you. We thank you for all the work that you guys have done, and you are a vital part of the OSNS, and we look forward to seeing your smiling faces in here when it comes for our next big project.
Well, we really enjoy coming and helping out, and this organization does so much for children and families in the community. It's really a vital organization for us to support. So we had lots of fun with our daycare group supervising us, starting on the shed the other day.
Yes, so there you go.
So we really enjoy that.
Very good. Bob Coombs from the Rotary Sunrise, and I appreciate you coming out. That's how we do it now, hey?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We are back now with Robin with the silent auction. I think I've just made a terrible mistake. I have no idea how I'm getting back up. But Robin, tell me about, this is one of the items in the auction. What is it?
It is. It's a Norco Strider bike, generously donated by Bike Barn in Penticton. It's kind of designed to have kids work on their balance and their steering and their confidence as a rider before learning to pedal.
Nice. So it's not a bike for me.
No.
But it would be for a good, yeah, I wouldn't do well with this. So, okay, tell me what else is happening with the silent auction.
Yeah, so just a reminder that this is Christmas shopping made easy for you. So we have so many items from wine, lots and lots and lots of wine.
There's a lot of wine.
Which I'm really excited about.
Yes, lots of wine.
Getaways, home renos, tons of home renos. This is the year to do DIYs. We're all stuck at home. Adventure and many stocking stuffers. So
perfect. So the silent auction is open for an hour longer than the actual telethon. So that's perfect. It gives me time to actually boot my phone back up and buy this for myself. So you have done a remarkable job tonight. This is the last time you get to be on camera. And you have done well. You've only thrown up a little bit in your mask. So well done, young lady. So Robin has done an amazing job for us in the silent auction. Well done. Well done. Very good. So we are, that was not a good idea. All right, we are going to go back right now, and I'm not even going to give him a great big introduction because we've already seen him twice tonight, but this is the third piece from Beamer Wigley. Take it away, Beamer.
1, 2, 3, 4. Late in bed, but I don't sleep. Make a dinner that I won't eat. Watching nothing on TV. Oh, 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 oh. Tripping over my own 2 feet. Wear a jacket when it's 90 degrees. The wrong way on a one-way street. Oh, oh, oh. There's gotta be an explanation for all the stupid things I'm saying. Hey, I'm really not complaining, I'm just telling the truth. I'm crazy about being crazy. Over you living on cloud 9 24/7, floating up here in my own piece of heaven. I'm crazy about being crazy. Over you, people think I lost it and it might be true, but I'm happy being crazy over you. I take her shopping, I hold her purse. I watch The Bachelorette till my head hurts. We're falling on and it's getting worse. Oh, 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 there's gotta be an explanation for all the stupid things I'm saying. Hey, I'm really not complaining, I'm just telling the truth. I'm crazy about being crazy. Over you living on cloud 9 24/7, floating up here in my own piece of heaven. I'm crazy about being crazy. Over you living on cloud 9 24/7, floating up here in my own piece of heaven. I'm crazy about being crazy. Over you, people think I lost it and it might be true, but I'm happy being crazy over you. Ooh, crazy over you. La, da, da, ooh.
Thank you, Beamer. That was absolutely amazing. We want to say there's 30 minutes left in the show right now, or the event, and we want to say a great big shout-out thank you to Shaw Spotlight in a big way. Thank you to the small but mighty crew of Wayne, Rob, Lily, and of course, cameraman Kenny, who've all been here all weekend setting this up. We also want to thank Andrew Jacobite of Groovy Pruitt Productions, who's made this live stream possible. And lots of technical help was needed. Connect Telephones, Concept Audio, Save On Foods, Cherry Lane Mall. Also a big thank you to Gardenworks for all that they do here for the OSNS. Manisha, we're going to call you up to the stage, and you're going to be talking to me about our next set of panelists, our last set of panelists, right?
Our last set of panelists. So it is our tradition at the telethon to have the Penticton firefighters in as our last panel, and we miss all our panels, but man, we miss our firefighting panel because they all come in, they have their uniforms on, they man the phones, and it's just awesome.
They're kind of dreamy, is what she's saying.
Well, no, I didn't. No, they're just a lovely group of people, and they come every year and they help us in all kinds of ways through the years. So thank you to Penticton firefighters who are doing their panels from home and keeping us all safe.
So if you want to talk to a firefighter, 250-492-0295. Actually, no, that won't really give you. It will give you one of our guys in the back office. But that's still the number to call for the telethon. 250-492-0295. There's 30 minutes left.
Actually, 20 minutes left.
20 minutes left. Yes, we're watching the timer. We're counting down now.
And so I just wanted to mention Santa again, because this is a tough year and the changes are hard, and the change of not having in-person Santa at Cherry Lane Shopping Center is a hard pill to swallow.
Very different.
So Santa has been he's just a great guy, and he's so flexible as well, really wants to visit with kids. So again, for those of you who are at home and wanting kids to have a visit with Santa, they can do that over Zoom, and Santa has a message for you.
Ho, 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 everyone, especially you kids. How are you doing out there? I'm coming to you all the way from the North Pole, if you can believe that. And if you don't mind, I've been social distancing here today, so I think I can take this mask off. And I hope you kids will be wearing these masks every day like you should. So welcome to the Share a Smile Telethon at the OSNS. It's very important. And I'm learning about the internet now, and I'm finding out that you can actually get into people's houses through the internet. And a thing called Boom.
Santa, it's called Zoom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, thank you, Jingles. Jingles has corrected me. It's called Zoom, and I bet you boys and girls are on it all the time, so you know what they're talking about. So you tell your parents that they should go to the OSNS website and check out just where I am in the world on Christmas Eve. And so I would like to leave you with this message. Be kind, be calm, and be safe. Ho, ho, ho. See you at Christmas.
One of the treatment services at the OSNS is speech and language therapy, teaching children not only how to talk, but how to use their voice and their words to build their future. Many, many children each year come to the OSNS because they can't talk. They can't express themselves. Can you imagine that? We'll go to a video here with one of our workers, Kate Smith.
My name's Kate Smith. I'm a speech-language pathologist at OSNS, or a speech therapist, and I work in both the early intervention programs and the autism intervention program here. And speech therapists do a lot of things. We deal with communication disorders and with eating, drinking, and swallowing difficulties. One of my favorite things about my job is I get to work with kids all the way from birth up to 5 years of age, and you get to see so much change in those early years. And also really get to educate and work with families, which is so important to change across those early years. I have a little boy who recently discharged from our autism intervention program, and I've been seeing him since 2015 when he was 18 months old. So it's so nice to see him go from being a nonverbal little boy all the way up to a child in school who's talking up a storm. our service delivery has really shifted with COVID-19 pandemic and the shutdown of a lot of in-person services. We've had to quickly learn a lot about telepractice and telehealth, which has been really a steep learning curve, but also a very good curve, I think, because a lot of the families that have trouble accessing in-person services because they live far away or because they have people with underlying health conditions in their house or just any kind of challenge coming into OSNS for services can now access those services really easily with this new technology. So we can do virtual visits, we can do parent coaching online, and we've noticed actually really expanding the way that we can service our families and break down some of those barriers that were in place. Really excited for this year's telethon, which is going to look really different than it has in the past, but still such an important part of the community awareness that we need and of the fundraising that really helps service all of these children who need support in our communities.
OSNS is grateful for all the support from every corner of the community, businesses, service clubs, and our local politicians. Included in that is our regional mayors. Here is now a message from our Penticton Mayor, John Vasilaki.
The other folks that need help under the conditions that we live under at the present time is the OSNS asking for donations from the community and all those involved in our area. That's also done virtually as we can get together. I know they're going to be doing it from the OSNS Center, and please tune in and donate as much as you can afford without breaking the bank, of course. Help them out to help those kids that need the help, that they do need the services of OSNS. And I'd like to thank all those volunteers and the people that work in that center to make life a lot more easier for those kids that have issues within themselves and in the community. They need as much help as they can get from all of us. So please donate, and if you can volunteer in some way, please do so we can help those kids out. But please tune in. It'll all be done virtually, so donate as much as you can afford and help those kids out. And I thank you very much.
Thanks to the mayor and our other politicians. Dan Ashton, Richard Cannings, your support during pandemic was so appreciated by the OSNS. You got on the phone, you made calls, you looked into things for us. We appreciate that. We also acknowledge Judy Sentes, who for many years was the executive director of the OSNS and now is a longtime city councilor. Manisha, I'm going to call you back up to the stage. And we are going to do some draws. Is that correct?
We're going to do some draws. One of the things I wanted to mention first, though, is the Shaw Spotlight Community Grant. We've done a lot of talking about Shaw and how amazing they are, but they actually, through their community grant, donated $5,000. So thank you very much to Shaw for that. That's
thank you, Shaw.
Another amazing donation.
Wonderful.
So we have two draws to do, Chad. And
okay.
Draws, even in this time, were weird. Usually we have paper and we have a drum and we would bring it on stage and, but because we want to not be passing things from each other, we did the randomization through an electronic means.
Very good.
So we put everybody's name in, electronically randomized it, and I am told that the winners are in these Christmas decorations.
Perfect.
So, first of all, that cozy at home basket that we saw.
It's right there.
It is.
It is
so
right there.
It is super cute. It has.
I'll hold it up. I'll hold it up.
Hold it up.
Ugh.
All right. And so this goes to, or the people in this draw were all the people who posted photos of them being cozy at home.
Perfect.
Wine, blanket, candles. I'm going to open this, and can you do that and read the winner?
And the winner is Amy LaRoque. You have won the cozy basket. Amy LaRoque, congratulations.
All right. So
Very
we
good.
can
We'll put this
that
here.
down.
I'm going to
Yeah.
put it down.
Awesome. And then the next draw is for these beautiful planters, again donated by Garden Works, and we just have appreciated it on this little makeshift set that we put together quickly. So everyone who participated in the auction, or who is still participating in the auction, their name has been put in for those planters. So
There we go.
hang on.
Okay, and the winner is Michelle Allen. Michelle Allen. These two beautiful planters from Garden Works
Yeah.
are yours. Congratulations, Michelle Allen.
That's awesome.
Very
Thank
good.
you. All right, we'll put those there. And you know what? We have another video piece coming up, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it because it's super cute and adorable, and it's our kids talking about kindness. So a lot of us are familiar, a decade ago, we used to talk a lot about anti-bullying and trying to get people to stop bullying. And what we've learned over time is when we are teaching kids, it actually works more to talk about what to do rather than what not to do. So instead of saying, don't bully, what we do now is we spend a lot of time teaching about kindness. And it sounds straightforward, but it's actually something that a lot of thought has to go into, because kindness isn't like, a table or a ball or something you can easily see. It's an act, and it's an act that's different to different people. Kindness means different things to different people. So we spend a lot of time at OSNS teaching about tolerance, teaching about the idea that differences are okay, and that kindness means different things to different people. It's something in your family, it's being kind to your pet, it's sharing with your friends. And so we sat down with some of our kids and asked them to draw us a picture of kindness. Mm-hmm. So
Tell me what you know about kindness.
Love.
Yeah, it's love.
Yeah.
What else about kindness? What does kindness mean?
Just love.
Or
That's
drawing.
a heart. Make a picture for somebody, for my family. Hug my mom and dad. It's being sad and happy and angry.
Can you draw me a picture of kindness?
The Share a Smile Telethon is in its 41st year. The OSNS Child Youth and Development Center has been helping children with developmental challenges for 44 years. In the year 1996, when this building was being built beside the hospital, OSNS helped 160 children. Now, every year, OSNS supports over 1,600 children annually. As we're getting ready to kind of close the evening, we just wanted to remind you again about a phone number, 250-492-0295. And that will take you to one of the folks working the phones here, and we still have time to take your calls. www.osns.org is where you can go for the online auction, and we still have an hour of the online auction after the telethon is ended. So I encourage you, please go online, take a look, support the GRU. And one of the things that's come up tonight, and it has to be coming up now, is that auction bids, they're actually over the actual asking price. And I encourage you, keep going. it's not bad. It's going to help. And it goes to a good cause. So if it's over and above what the regular price would be, no problem. It goes towards the children. And so we'll leave you with we got one more clip we want to show you, and I'm going to let my crew in the background take that away right now.
At the end of the day, quality of care, making sure that children and their families get what they need, is about love. And then it's about using that love to consistently make ourselves better at what we do. Over 1,600 children came through the doors of the OSNS Child and Youth Development Center last year. They came with parents, grandparents, siblings, looking for support, comfort, a place to understand new information about development. There really isn't a valid counter-argument to early intervention. Helping children when they are young to develop skills, that's what builds confidence. Broad scope, it's about being able to walk and talk and understand new concepts. But on a day-by-day basis, it's about smaller victories. Being able to take a bite of something on their own, making a speech sound they couldn't make before, or pointing at something in the sky like a plane that gives joy. It's those little victories that build confidence. And it's confidence that helps you go to the first day of soccer or dance or put your hand up in class. And it's those activities, those braveries, that in turn, little by little, pave the way to happiness and a feeling of belonging. When we think of our center as a business, the product, our product, is confidence. Our official mission is to maximize the capacity of each child. But really, it's more than that. We want OSNS to be a place of goodness for all those who enter. We want involvement in our center for our team, our donors, our volunteers, and most of all, our children and families. We want that involvement to be part of becoming the highest and truest expression of who we are. We want to consistently reflect on why we do what we do, and we want to send that message of support to everyone who comes to us looking for help. Whether it's giving some time, donating through an event, considering a gift to the endowment fund, or just visiting and taking an interest, we invite you to join us.
This has been a year like no other, and the worry list of things for each of us is bigger. That is especially true for vulnerable families. This telethon broadcast was important to us, and many people worked very hard on many versions of how this would look. But despite changes upon changes, what stayed the same was the unwavering support of this South Okanagan. Everyone we called to donate an auction item said yes. Every service club came through. Phone panels worked from home. Treatment staff were here and working to set up and take calls. The saying is, it takes a village to raise a child gets used a lot, but for good reason. Here today, the South Okanagan has shown the strength of our village. I'm really thrilled and absolutely grateful to say that we have made our goal of $50,000. On behalf of the team here, the board of directors, and most of us on behalf of the children and the families of the OSNS, I'd like to thank you for your support. As Dr. Henry tells us, be safe, be patient, be kind. See you next year. We clear?